space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Confidence. Its one-year mission to train the next generation of Starfleet, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to help all go where no one has gone before.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to... Thank you so much. The Nat 13 Star Trek Ascendance. I'm your Game Master, August Schmidt. With me is the bridge crew of the USS Confidence.
We're really excited to be here.
Oh, we're so excited to be here. Working in the warp core, Orson. Wow! Last we saw, of course, this portion of the crew finishing up the test and interviews, being assigned some big roles. It seems that you guys made quite the impression, it seems. McTavish being named captain, choosing Katira Lethal as first officer. Mondo Guilford as chief communications. Zero RS3N now being called Orson officially as chief engineer. Jamie, now our chief medical, and Jumbo, our chief science officer. You have all been introduced to the Confidence going around, but it was not without conflict, shall we say, last session, as meeting your interesting helmsman, Jack Hilton, who bit off more than he can chew at the bar, being brought home by a couple of ensigns as ordered by you, McTavish. A couple of you were summoned early morning before launch, as Hilton has been put under academic probation and court-martial because his credentials were used to hack into Starfleet Federation files. Crazy stuff. Officially grounded, and so now Lily Turner, one of Mondo's old classmates, is now the official helmsman for the bridge crew. But of course, that position is supposed to be swapped out between other ensigns when you guys need them. Getting onto the ship, flying off, something we did decide a little, out of session, but figuring out where to go because there's a vast galaxy ahead. Where do you start in terms of exploration? We begin in a very interesting setting. During recent survey probes, a key gas giant outside of a nebula far low to the south of the Alpha Quadrant, or the lower portion, a gas giant seems to have red sensors of what seems to be an anomalous mass. Volunteering, of course, to go take a look. You have taken the USS Confidence at Warp 5 as fast, or I shouldn't say as fast, but pretty fast towards this area. With, of course, key stopping to position yourself, helmsman getting you there, as there's a few nebula in the way and other regions you don't want to go exactly through because it will probably scramble your ship a little bit. Once you have reached there, though, is kind of where we're going to begin our session. As we begin, we find the crew of the Confidence aboard the bridge. Sensors beep. The vast expanse of space hurtles by, stars becoming streaks on a windshield. Light and sound move at indescribable pace around you.
And we feel nothing.
And you feel nothing as you're in the bridge. It's
Bananas.
a trippy feeling.
Bananas.
Moving faster than light. Again, going about warp 5. Remembering, warp 9.9 is the fastest clocked. Anything beyond that, you actually kind of become nothingness. But without cause and reason, right? Like, you're just going too fast. Warp 5 is pretty standard across the fleet unless it's an emergency. Like, Warp 9, you could get back to Earth or, to the Federation, let's say about 3 to 4 hours, right? Right now, you've been moving for the past couple of days throughout space at about Warp 5, which is a comfortable setting to be. With, of course, key stops. As you approach, Ensign Lily Turner just... Captain, we'll be approaching the gas giant in T-minus 3 minutes.
Excellent.
As you are all approaching, I will ask, is there anything, as members of the bridge crew, you guys have been wanting to do or look around for?
Sort of being up here as we're not in danger at the moment. I don't need to be at the warp core.
Oh, for sure.
Captain, may I speak with you in private?
Of course.
All right, you get to go. Fun fact: directly to the right of the bridge is the captain's official meeting room. Not your official quarters, but just a little private office for you. So you're able to walk in. Anyone else before we kind of cut inside? Anything that people are doing on the bridge, or that would have wanted to do in some of this downtime we've got?
Can I be looking up and seeing what all of my duties entail since there's a
For
lot?
sure, yeah. I can
And
kind of
probably
go through some
study
of these.
like facial
what-
things. Like,
Some of your
facial cues.
Yeah. For some of the fun stuff that you get to do, of course, Chief Communications, you are in charge of kind of like inbound, outbound, and ship-wide calls.
Okay.
But also Chief Communication is usually you're going to be the first person to look to when like you need communication between other alien races, whether if it's known or unknown. Because obviously, like, if no one speaks the language, it'll still be up to you to be like, hey, can you be, not the face of Starfleet, but in that sense of, like, you try first. Some of your other stuff as Chief Communications will be working just with other ensigns who will be below you. Because, obviously, you can't be monitoring all communications all the time. Bit of delegation there, as that's what a lot of chief roles are going to be. For sure, though, some pretty fun stuff, if we're being honest. Anyone else before we move in?
I can't remember. Did the ship have a lab?
It does. Actually, has a couple. It's got a xenobiology lab, of course, specifically for like if xenobiology lab is right across or on the same deck level as the med bay. Because of course it's that like, hey, we can be close enough where if something looks weird, we can run it down to the medical crew or vice versa. There is, of course, a botanist laboratory and a geologist laboratory for more inorganic and flora. And, of course, the xenobiology for, like, fauna, or what we would think of in that sense. Beyond that, there is, of course, just a little bit of what we would call a biopreserve, or, like, you know, those little indoor cultures of just, like, plant, animal, like, things to study and be like, hey, on ship, we are going to keep our own little crops, trees, little stuff just to observe and report on, as it helps for personal projects too.
I'm definitely spending some time in the xenobiology lab.
Xenobiology lab, there's a lot of fun stuff to play with. You actually would meet an ensign who's playing around with, there's a bit of fun equipment in here, especially for biomedical waste, which, you know, actually, fun fact, isn't kept in the laboratory, but your disposal area is here. So there's an ensign who's kind of playing with it. It's that really fun. You put it in, and it just a bunch of lasers hit it and dissolves into nothingness.
Okay.
So this ensign's kind of playing and just doesn't notice you enter. Just like, huh? Like opens it, like kind of
Say,
put.
my turn.
Whoa! Turns around and sees. You look familiar.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Lilo and Stitch?
I love this so much.
No, what's Lilo and Stitch?
Never mind. As that was almost verbatim
That
the conversation
was
we had
verbatim
earlier.
what
Verbatim what
happened.
happened earlier. And when I
Wait,
puppeted
really?
you, I puppeted.
Wait, really?
Literally back and forth. That was verbatim. I love it.
That's amazing.
What?
Basically, Ensign Tyler Gray is going to be working here with you. He actually also has a bit of xenobiology, genetics, and his other big thing is, of course, chronology, or technically he was kind of flash frozen forward in time. So there's a bit of study of him of like, oh, how does a human body work when they show up 100 or so years later?
Could I get like a lock of his hair, a clipping of his fingernail, perhaps?
Go give me a sleight of hand in this moment, because he doesn't see you. He was kind of like literally looking into this tube tunnel, just kind of testing out this whole destruction thing.
The last die.
Mhm.
That's gonna be, you said sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand.
15.
15 is rather good. You are able to kind of poke a little hair, and maybe that's kind of what alerts him of like, what the... you suddenly turn around. This is super funny. You kind of get to know him, again, working with him. There's a couple other ensigns that'll be working here as well. You run into one who's like a gem crystal person, a couple other humanoids, and of course working across the deck, Chief Medical Officer Jamie. Jamie, you are having a bit of an intro day with some of your new persons. There are your two chief science officers who will be kind of running point from you, Val and Cindy Weston.
Not so happy, Vulcan.
And not so happy, you would know that. This Vulcan seems rather just constantly at ease. Cindy Weston, though, seems rather, like, hard set, ready to do whatever you say. Very much so, like, you could, like, be like, oh, I wonder where my pencil went, and they'll offer you 4. You do see, there's a lot of different cadets here, though. There's Trill and Dorian, couple humans, what seems to be, like, almost like a Cation, but a little different, like maybe a longer snout kind of vibe. So, a lot of fun people working in the med bay with you. Of course, there's a lot to go through today. You have to go through everything. And because of the previous party, you do have to have the awkward talk. 45-minute video lecture on interspecies physical intimacy relationships. Apparently, if it's an undocumented alien species, they have to get approval from you or a chief medical officer before initiating some of these.
Who has to get
Anyone.
Like,
If
the undocumented species has to get permission? Or
no, for example, the big one that's on all the slides is Captain Kirk. That there are aliens and species that maybe people want to be a little more intimate with. You do have to get permission from your commanding officer and other chief medical personnel before initiating this. More for their own health and safety, as apparently there was a bit of, what's the word, space TDs.
Maybe I just told her.
Right, it was a problem, and so there's official Starfleet regulation now. I will say this is funny. It came from a Nat 1 earlier that we had to talk about it, I guess.
hilarious.
So there's a bit of the awkward medbay, but of course getting everyone accustomed to the laboratory, some of your fun equipment, because let alone the destruction-y kind of chamber, there is a lot of great, like, atomically electron-focused microscopes. In the medbay, of course, you've got some of these inter-back-to-tank, like, medbays to work with Jamie. And for basically everyone to note, thanks to your first officer, Commander Lethal, the mess hall now has a complete and fully operational bar. Would you like to name it?
You know what? May as well be my old bar's name. Wish You Were Beer.
The Wish You Were Beer, the Wish You Were Beer Bar and Lounge has officially opened up. Deck H is gonna be a party central already. People are going, and there's been enough of like, I will let you know, Katira, no check needed. There's a couple other like lieutenants, ensigns who like have worked or have like their bartending license, so you can be a first officer and let them help run.
Good.
And you might be able to get a bit of money out of it. Obviously, there's a lot of replicated drinks that will go into it for free.
For sure.
But if you ever want to provide higher quality stuff, you can charge and be like, hey, it's just a little overage thing to like, hey, Romulan ale technically is a little more expensive and we're not allowed to, so if people want it, you're going to have to pay up.
Yep.
But
Excellent.
good stuff, as that plan went through with Garth, the bartender from the comic.
And our ex-helmsman paid for all of it.
Yes, as interesting to note,
Okay.
Jack Hilton is a bit in a financial squandering trouble right now, having paid for a full bar on the ship he's never even going to see, probably,
Oh, that's depressing.
as well as apparently stuff you would notice, McTavish, coming out. His wallet, it looked like he was robbed. A lot of people are like, we may not have to press charges because it looks like all his money was taken from his wallet, so someone could have swiped it. Taking a bunch of money as well as some of his key information stuff. It is still, though, that unfortunate, like, dude, you let go.
You're a security liability.
Big security liability. Cool.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to cut into Orson and Captain McTavish in a bit of the side room.
Apologies for the interruption, sir, but
You're fine,
there's
Orson.
information I was unable to update you on before we left Earth.
Alright.
In our interview, shall I say, with the young helmsman, I, while doing a routine medical scan of him to make sure he was in a better condition than he could have been, discovered some disturbing items upon his person.
Such as?
Red spice.
That's not good.
However, the probability of him having that, being a cadet in the academy and having been living under academy regulations, was roughly 0.5% to 0.2%.
So you're saying it's much more than likely somebody planted it on him.
Indeed. Therefore, forgive me, sir, if you can, for taking liberty, but I destroyed that evidence, as I believe it would have distracted Starfleet investigators from finding the true culprit for much longer than we can risk.
True.
He would have been kicked out and imprisoned too for that.
Yeah.
This gives him an option if he might be able to work his way back up and earn approval.
I apologize for taking liberty to do so, but my calculations stated it was the best option.
No, your judgment was correct, I'd say.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent.
It'll help Starfleet comprehend real culprits.
Your combat beat, Lily Turner. Captain, we're about to come out of warp.
Thank you.
I will make my way to the work course, sir.
Good man, Orson.
As you all push through space, you come back in, take a seat. Alrighty, we're coming out of warp. 3, 2, 1. As coming out of warp, feeling that very gentle push of your body and pull, you find yourselves in front of a large gas giant. Orangish hue fills the screen, not quite unlike what we would call Jupiter in our solar system, but instead of that swirling like orange, red, white swirl, this gas giant is just a pulsating amber of ball of light, very untarnished by asteroids, comets, and other things. In this moment, as you come out of warp, I have to ask, is anyone going to want to scan, do any other checks when you arrive?
I'll order a scan of the planet, see what kind of atmosphere and all that it has.
Alright, you're going
If
to order
any
a
at all.
scan. I believe for more science, our science officer, you're going to get to help make this. Doing so, of course, you can use the ship scan, which will give you, it's a +4 to this roll.
That's a 5.
Ooh.
9.
Would you like to reaction have advantage on that?
I would love to.
From-
That was in that one.
Oh my
If
gosh.
it was +4, it was
So
a 5.
I'll mark down, we only have 8 more uses of that until we refit.
Yeah, but that one.
That's a good one.
That's a good
Okay,
time to use it.
that's
Thanks.
an 18.
18
It's a
is
lot
much
better.
better. This gas giant technically goes all the way through. Again, unlike Jupiter, which technically does have enough of a surface as solidified, this gas giant is in such an early stage. What you're reading is inside this gas giant are large crystal formations, composites of different minerals throughout the galaxy that have solidified through heavy heated rock and tumbling energy. Deep within, large crystals have formed what one could call amethyst trees suspended between Metreon gas pockets. Just these beautiful purple, like scanning, you're able to kind of put on the screen, and all of you, hollow screen is showing these little branches that kind of extend, what we would think of like cracks in a ball extending outwards through the gas giant. Every so often on 18, the crystals seem to be releasing small little pulses of energy, and you realize it's because they're not completely connected like a true branch, and these smaller pulses are keeping them from crashing into each other, and so instead it makes this beautiful dance of light inside the gas giant that we see as these pulsations of orange glow. Beating, of course, the DC 15 needed. Deep within the gas giant is a damaged ship. You're realizing it is trapped between layers of these clowns. And I will give you, beating the DC 17, you're going to be able to quickly realize scientifically, just that brief, the energy that is resonating on the same frequency as the ship's shields. Meaning if you take the ship inside the gas giant, there's no shields at all. You're just holding.
Can we tell if there's living people on the ship?
On a 15, yes, there is a crew aboard the ship.
for us.
I let everyone know. There's a ship in there. It appears that the gases are resonating at the same frequency as our shields, so we would be shieldless.
All right.
There is a crew on the ship.
Roughly how far away are they?
Currently, right now, they are deep within the gas giant. They're not outside of what looks to be transport or teleportation, what we would call it. So you could beam some people down into the ship, but beaming back out or other transport vehicles would be difficult.
Were you able to see what kind of ship it was? Was it Starfleet?
That's what I was about to ask.
Oh,
Yes,
that's a good
this is
question.
not a Starfleet. This looks like a freighter, not civilian make, but of a world that anyone who's looking at this, I would say, because all of you are here, can
Yeah.
make a lore check or a history check to try to figure out what this freighter is from.
Sorry.
I'm gonna pull up some of the images. This is a little bit of the styling of the gas giant we'd be seeing right now.
Oh, well, okay. I thought I had some. It's just plus
Or excuse me, here we go. That's better.
There we go.
That's the style of gas giant.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
Wow, yeah.
truly beautiful, actually.
19.
19 for the lore.
22.
22.
10.
10.
7.
7.
22.
22. Okay.
This is busy.
We got two 22s.
Nah, that's not gonna be good. Ah, shoot. yeah!
What'd you get?
Distracted and you know, clap your hands. Thank you.
Oh,
Hi.
I think you missed.
How big is
you
the
didn't
crew?
see your dice.
Oh, it's
right.
20 out of 4.
It actually did just roll over.
Physical
to a
size
22.
or like number size?
Number size.
So
Quantity.
6.
6. Oof.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Number size.
It's not the
Currently,
best.
you're looking at a crew quite like your own with about 150. Right?
Oh, that's
It's a freighter. It's like technically your ship could become a freighter if that makes sense. These are big style ships. On the 22s being the highest, being the DC 20 needed.
Those.
Jamie and Jumbo, you have read about these style of creature and sentient life. These are Doharchu. They resemble what we would call like a humanoid otter-like person. Bit of fur, more nose, a very cylindrical, very flexible style of person. Doharchu are members of the Federation. They're a Federation-based planet species in that regard. Dohar spelled D-O-H-A-R dash Chu. C-H-U.
Cool. I was
I
close.
spelled it right.
I
Yeah.
did
Really
not.
close.
Doharchu, all of you get this, and again, with those, like, for Jamie and Jumbo, you can start also sending people's data pads, quick information. Like, Jamie, you could, to your medical team, like, hey, start prepping some of this, because you don't know what's going on, so it's like, let's look at people in this area, style, and place. Yes.
Did we? Okay, so I know that you were flavoring. Like we found this gas giant. There is a ship inside.
Mhm.
But we did decide off camera to go into this. So did we technically not know until the scan was complete that there was a ship in the?
Yes.
Okay, just making
Yeah,
sure.
off
for
cam,
The
it's-
first officer's log.
The,
I'm like,
the illusion is broken. Oh no, it's all planned. No, basically yes. Off cam, it was like, oh, this is a fun style of story we could pursue. So in this moment, this is our first realization of, oh, interesting. There's some strange readings coming from our deep space probes coming out of the gas giant. Getting here, it's interesting.
Ow.
There's a ship in there with people. It looks like. In this moment, Captain McTavish, you are about to receive a message as Mondo. You are getting a interspace communication from the Fleet Admiral Hank Noble.
Okay.
Do you want to give it bridge-wide or just Captain?
Captain probably first.
Captain.
Chain of command, yeah.
You're going to receive a little personal message. Hank Noble kind of pulls on screen. Just Captain McTavish.
Admiral Noble.
Of course. I've just received word we are going to be deploying your strike team. You're in a coordinate system to nearby Starbase. We are in need of Starbase Alkalile will be in need of your strike team. Be advised.
Thank you, Captain or Admiral.
Simple stuff, but just hey, since you're here, you're really close to the Starbase and stuff. So be advised that they won't be on board. So your chief tactical and chief security are not going to be on board as they're heading off.
Yep, and I'll relay that to strike team.
You relay that in. Cool. All of you are kind of face to face with this situation. What's the goal right now?
Mando, see if you can patch us through to that ship.
It's Mondo and aye, Captain.
Mando.
Mondo.
Wrong property. We're
But
not
aye,
using.
Captain.
Go ahead, Mando. Damn it!
Nothing will
Jump
go
up,
more
you got
than
Mando.
Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah.
That's
you're going to
such
be
a powder
making
keg.
a
Oh yeah,
patch.
we're gonna have so many
I
I
birds
didn't even.
Probe.
That
jumping down our
didn't even
throats.
connect. We just looked up for names. Anyway.
This is going to be a probe check, so you're going to add a +6 to your d20 roll. Because it's using some of the ship stats. But if you have personal stuff to add to it, you can. There we go.
Random.
Interesting. On a fuck. You receive. No, I'm sorry.
It's a 2, so +6 is an 8.
Whatever energies that are pulsating off the crystals seem to be disrupting
Let me
a
see if
bit
I have
of.
inspiration from last week.
Oh yeah, check that out.
And
No, I
a
don't.
most random question for my detailed notes I'm taking.
Yeah.
What planet are the Dohar
Oh, no,
from?
fuck.
Dohar Chu, I can tell you in just a second. I
Okay,
forgot.
absolutely. Even if you just want to text it to me, that's fine.
Let me see if this makes
Uh,
sense.
I'm trying to like,
When we
okay,
do
how
the
detailed
tap,
would
tap,
Kira
tap,
be?
look like such a nice
Oh, or I'm Aaron. I've had 0 notes for. Orson.
Yeah, super detailed.
Okay, it doesn't hate me. We're
I'm like,
well,
she would probably try, since this is kind
Uh,
of important.
Yes.
Like, how hard would she try?
Also, I just thought I could probably look this up on my
Yeah,
own.
Probably.
Oh no, this is part of. Sorry, my
You're not
personal.
bad.
lore.
Oh,
This
your
isn't-
personal lore. I was
This
like,
isn't
huh.
true canon in this
Okay.
moment. The Dohar Chu come from
I'll
the
show me.
planet Doan,
Also,
D-O-A-N. The planet Doan is
Thank
about
you.
one sector
Oh, okay.
galactic
It can't be
north
done.
of here.
There you go. there
So
you
it's
go.
not entirely impossible that their freighter
This
was
really
around
likes the
here,
2
maybe
right now.
gathering
It's
something.
actually not.
That means that it is
Okay.
weighted towards the 20 direction.
So,
Yeah, it's actually
all right,
not terrible. I'm getting a variety.
Mondo,
Alright.
you scan out, receive nothing back.
I wonder why.
Wonder why.
On a
Some-
stupid set.
It's like some force of the universe said, "Ooh, let's roll a 5."
Bad dice.
So,
Sir,
Yes.
would you like to send a small away team to see what is going on?
That seems like our best bet. Make it happen.
All right. Who do you think would be best to send? I believe someone with combat capabilities. I would offer my services as well, as if there's something wrong with their ship, I could potentially fix it.
And he
Aye.
doesn't need to breathe.
And
So-
if there is a problem with injury or such, then we could bring Commander Jamie along as well.
Aye. So we'll send Jamie, you, and first officer.
Yes.
All right.
me and first officer.
I
So,
think if
briefly.
I'm heading down, then I'm gonna put one of my other officers in charge in the med bay.
That's
Like
a
make
good
sure
idea.
that there's
At
like,
the
a shitty
very
ramp
same
there.
time, Val and Weston both go, "I'll do it," and then Val. Highly logical. I cannot do this as I'm on the strike team. Good day, Commander. As walks away, you see
Oh,
Weston.
nice choice of
Weston has a
lines.
slight little. I will gladly take this responsibility.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, and I'll shuffle off.
God, Weston's gonna prep. Weston's doing that prelim, like, okay, door two, let's get information, let's get, like, just in case you arrive and people need men.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's so silly.
So-
I'll make sure I bring
It's
back
so
some
silly.
samples.
I think it's
Oh,
so fun.
fantastic!
Oh,
I didn't even need to ask.
Jumbo, like, okay, good.
I'm like,
Here we go.
oh yeah. It's not
Going
gonna be
down.
hard.
You all, of course,
I'm
can
yelling
go
timber.
down. You have tricorders, data pads, and phasers with you. This is captain's orders at this point. What setting should their phasers be set to?
Set phasers to stun.
Understood, sir.
Alright.
Phaser stun in the first place. You walk down. You see Ensign is working at the transporter pad. Kind of looks up. Hi, you ready to go?
Yes. 3
Okay.
to beam down.
Free to be. 1 second. He's got to make a check to get a lock on the ship. Because it's in range, but there's still stuff going on.
He beams you out into the vacuum of space.
I don't mind.
Actually, fun fact: regulation states unless you can get a shore lock, you're never supposed to for that exact purpose. Goes in, right. After a few moments, good luck. Ready to engage.
Send him down.
On your mark. sends you in. You, Jamie, Orson, and Katira, the three of you energize on board this ship. Immediately are greeted by a bunch of otter people. I mean, like people are stepping backwards. You kind of have that weird vision of you're in the transporter pod and now I'm on the ship. As it finishes, you see that the Doharchu are just looking around you. One steps forward, has a bit of a cocked little what we consider like beret on. Just, hello, you must be Starfleet Federation.
Yes.
Yes, pleasure to meet you. My name is Virte.
Pleasure.
Virdhe. Now, please, you must get us out of here. We're in terrible, terrible danger.
What is happening?
Well, I assume you were sent because of our distress signals. Did our signals not get through?
Unfortunately, no. The strange energy frequencies in the atmosphere of this gas giant prevent
Oh, no, we got to get out of here. Please, you got to figure out. We're being down. In this
So
moment, I need
much.
dexterity saving throws from all of you.
Oh boy, howdy. Starting off strong.
The crew fails. Verdi. That was 2 nat ones. Verdi and the crew,
Oh.
nat 1.
Oh.
I only got a 12.
I got a 14.
14, 12.
I on a dexterity saving throw.
Fun fact, this is only a DC 10.
I got a 20.
20.
Oh.
So,
Okay,
you were all
that's okay.
fine as, okay, something rocks you. All the darts are just, like all these little otters falling over each other. Like, all fine. Verdi, on a nat 1, boom, face plants in front of you all. Kind of says, no. That means the ship were being sunken deeper into the
That's so
gas
cool.
giant.
Gas
The
giant
natural...
gravitational pull.
Listen, our ship has been damaged by something. Something's out there.
Oh, frick.
Can you point me to the location of the damage?
He's gonna bring you over to one of these big windows. Cause again, you're kind of in a bridge area, but their freighter is kind of a more open. Brings you over to the window. Deep inside, swirling gas. This orangish, purplish glows. Boom, 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 boom. Off in the distance, there you see something moves, and
Like-
it's big.
Organically moving or
It takes
Oh.
your eyes out because, like, is that one of the branches? That wasn't a branch.
Okay, I'm going to assume because they said the thing about the whole distress signal and everything that none of our communications are getting back
Yeah,
to the ship.
I'll attempt.
Communicator, here we go. Mondo, you are going to be making me a scan check now with advantage
Okay.
because your communicator's on
And
the
this
ship.
is +6. Do I get to add any modifiers to
Uh,
it or no?
Just because unfortunately he's using the ship. You would need
these
other
ship's
personal
modifiers,
ability
okay.
scores
but you
or
get to make
plate
that
stuff.
advantage. So there's
I get to go at advantage?
Yes.
At advantage because your friends are down there with their comm badges now. Okay.
Fudge. Rockets!
It just
Wow.
hopped so far.
23.
Nice.
Orson, you're barely getting through to the bridge crew.
Captain, there is something strange here. Perhaps a living organism that has attacked this ship and disabled its systems.
You didn't sense a living organism on your scans.
I did not. Get me samples. I'm just kidding.
We'll be doing our best to work fast and get their ship operational again. At least that is what I believe the best course of action is at the time.
We need lots of help.
Really
When it
good,
attacked
yes.
our ship, we damaged one of the Metron clouds, exploded. Our ship can't more than descend another 8,000 meters, and we're descending about 20 meters a second.
Spark Notes, we're in a lot of trouble, sir, and we will communicate back up when we have more information.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Excuse me, 20 meters a minute. I
Okay.
completely
I
misspoke.
was
It is
gonna
not
say, there's
that.
no, we
That
are
is ages.
It's
screwed.
you guys have about 20 in real life minutes of starting to talk through, and we're not gonna like totally do it in real life 20 minutes, but it
Okay.
is that sense of like eventually time's gonna become important for the ship.
All right. What part of your ship was damaged?
Well, everything. First of all, thrusters, warp core capabilities. Our shields were down the second we came in. We didn't think it was gonna be a bit of a problem, but of course we're looking, of course, into the way. You see, sorry, we were just coming here for a bit of mining and a bit of resource. We found, of course, these crystals. We're going to be using them for a bit of our own warp core capabilities.
Where
But
is your warp core?
takes you down immediately. It is fried to hell. When the thrusters went, whatever gas and energy went up and in and just gone.
Any
So-
chance of fixing it?
the warp core itself, for sure, no, because you would need some of the crystal stuff they've gathered.
Okay.
You see, he's going to give you a quick. Right, we've got a lot of the cargo now of these branches we were able to mine before everything kind of went to
May
shit.
I analyze some of these crystals?
Oh, of course. In this moment, you go down to start checking. Can you two make me perception checks?
Cool. And then I want to use my communicator.
Mhm.
I rolled a nat 1.
I rolled a nat
Rude.
2. Crap!
Oh.
Let me see what oh yeah, perception. So that's a 3.
3 and a nat 1.
Oh boy.
I
I'll
mean, it
make a
might
check
hit.
for the crew.
Ew.
I'll make a
Oh,
check for the
roll.
crew. That was only
Oh, I'm good
9
at
from the
perception.
crew.
I've got a 4.
The Doharchu do not see this.
What did they roll?
An 8 for a
If
total of 9.
if I threw a sage advice, would a +4 help? Would a 12 get us anything?
12 is just below basically.
Dang.
Okay.
Thanks
It's
for letting us know.
it wasn't a crazy good roll, but a DC
Yeah, 'cause you could've
15 is
told
still.
me I have to use it,
Yeah,
so
so-
thank you for.
In this moment,
Oh,
I need
so bad.
everyone to roll initiative.
Oh,
I
lordy.
don't like
Cool.
that.
Am I able to use my communicator really quick before that?
Mondo has already opened communication. Thankfully, you guys
Oh,
have
good.
lines to the ship.
I got a nat 20 on
Wow.
initiative.
Hi,
Ooh.
guys. Are you happy with me this weekend?
Katira, you got a
I feel
nat
that. I
20,
really
which
do.
will definitely help you
Although I rolled well
with
for
the
one.
surprise round stuff coming up.
High five.
You won't be surprised.
Okay.
McTavish, what did you get?
Woohoo, dirty 20.
Dirty
Because what I'm
20.
worried about
Jumbo,
is
what
that we're
did you
gonna
get?
have to go
17.
outside the ship.
17.
And, like,
Uh,
that's not
Mondo,
crystal.
what did you get?
Crystal.
24.
Ooh.
Or sorry, 23.
I was like, that should
I
be a
rolled a
nat 20.
19. Yes,
That's
just
really nice
23.
because
Uh,
it keeps
Jamie,
my
what did you
systems
get?
being damaged.
6.
That is
6.
good.
Orson,
How
I got a 12.
12.
how good are you at physical
Here we
fighting?
go. I need to
Pretty good.
pull up.
Okay, good.
I got some decent
Creatures.
spells,
Mm-hmm.
and my phaser has been modified to all tomorrow.
Okay. I would say I don't think I want you to be the one to go out because you're the one who want
Yeah,
best chance of fixing the
Okay.
thing.
absolutely.
So
I am going to send out to the group
I'm
I'm
chat.
not combat oriented, but I am decent.
Let's go ahead and pull that up real quick so you guys can
I
kind
am
of see.
combat
This is
oriented.
one of the few times
but I
where
need to-
Bridge Crew,
Not so.
highest roll
Oh, 'cause
being
we were
the
the two
23
coordinators, right?
from
Mhm.
Mondo,
So
is going to help for
I
all
also
you
learned
guys.
that we're
I'm
the
a
same
barbarian.
player, so-
But of
So
course,
I can
for
do
everyone
like
else
12
aboard the
damage.
Doharchu
So I
freighter
can do
is dealing with
combat
their own
stuff.
initiative.
Um,
Here we go.
this is gonna
Crew of the Confidence, here's your initiative. The crystal creature is acting on an initial roll of 16, which is very, very helpful. Mondo.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me, no.
Actually, I was
Katira,
like, she got
Katira
it,
got the
but-
nat 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
Katira, you watch outside the window and realize in a moment one of the crystal branches is rather close. And it starts curling
Oh crap.
around the ship. I need dexterity saving throws. You do not have disadvantage because you're not 20 helps,
Okay.
but because of surprise round, disadvantage
We
for
all
you
need to
too.
do.
No, just the ones that are
Okay.
on
I
board.
was pointing out we have two coordinators in the same place. If one of us used battle stations, could we not get disadvantaged?
Oh yes, if one of you
Yes.
spends a power die to
Well,
use
in
battle
that case, that's a
station.
natural 20.
Yes, for sure. Orson, natural 20 there.
I will use the ability. I don't remember exactly how the power die stuff works out with that, but
Power die just means out of your station you only have 2 power die left.
Oh,
okay.
go ahead.
So, but am I rolling an extra die for that, or is it
That's
just?
good.
No, it's just
I love that.
this helps you first of all just get it flat.
Okay, this is another dex save.
Another dex save.
13.
13.
17.
17, nat 20. Thankfully DC 12 as it's getting harder.
Okay,
Boom! Because at this point, a lot of everyone, like, Verti eats shit again on the ground. This dude cannot keep his
Poor
legs.
dude.
The rest of the crew does a pretty good job. All of these Doharchu just, like, everyone's kind of scrambling around, trying to, like, go to their stations. They're still a crew. They know what to do. But in this moment, none of you are prone, thankfully, but you get the feeling this creature is trying to drag the ship closer to the gravitational well of the gas giant, wherever that may be. For
Is
sure.
the creature the frickin' like crystal?
Can I do like a free
Here we go.
insight on
Katira gets to go first in this
Okay.
moment.
Okay.
Because now that you guys each get your own individual initiatives, you three get to coordinate together next turn because it's that, oh good, Mondo got a 23, thanks
Your
the
deployment.
Lord,
Right.
so we get to go together.
Coordinator.
Okay.
Thank the prophets, I should say.
So would this count as object interaction? I want to use my communicator saying, Captain, permission for max damage. I can't remember. Vaporize.
Permission granted.
Okay, perfect. That's what happened.
Alright.
All right. So that's just the object interaction. Then next thing I want to do, because I am the addicted approach, I can take a drink and also do my rage as the same bonus action. So-
Yeah,
Nice.
take a swig and
Yep.
rage. That's cool.
All right, cool. And now I am going to immediately. Actually, what Virte?
Virti.
So we need more crystals to get the warp thing working.
As he and Orson, he yells back up because they just descended to a lower
right.
portion.
Okay.
Right, we're gonna check that. Just make
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Whatever
Where
I can
can
do.
I get a suit to go out there?
He's gotta remember real quick.
Oh no.
I believe one for suits on the airlock.
Okay. Where?
Full movement. You'll get to the airlock next turn. So just
Okay,
running
so
down.
full dash.
Full dash won't get you there yet, but just movement next turn will get you there.
All right. Okay.
You start running to get to the airlock to find those suits. Excellently done.
Oh, my travel pace is doubled.
Your travel place is doubled.
It is.
Yes, you get
So
there.
I get there, and I still have my action.
You still have your action.
Okay,
Your
I'm
normal travel
immediately
place.
going to put on the suit, and I'm gonna.
Because it
head
takes
out
the
when I
action
can.
to put on the
Yeah.
suit, so next turn you'll be able to go in,
Perfect.
get out through the door.
Yes.
For sure. Because you're immediately that battle station, boom, boom, boom. You are putting on. The suit's nice where it's like you can kind of like put yourself up to it and it wraps
Just flips around
around
and
you.
that's awesome.
A bit of nano fiber tech to
Okay.
just bind on. Hell yeah.
Here we go.
You're getting ready to go off. This makes Mondo, McTabbs, Jumbo. Fun fact, you're all in the initiative order this way. Anyway, together, you just receive this, and now with your scans, free check, you didn't beat the DC 20.
Gotcha.
Something in there, you're starting to notice some of these crystalline branches are not the normal branches, but a humongous creature, gargantuan in size,
Terrifying.
that is starting to move, and one of these, what we might call tentaclish crystalline structures, has come around and is about to start pulling the ship.
I'm gonna ready the guns.
Hey, yeah.
Ready the guns? Awesome.
Also, I'm keeping track of all the power dice, so we're good.
Thank you.
Keep track of address. You train guns on. Anything else you guys want to do? Because you all have stuff you could contribute in this moment.
What are we calling them? Not gems, not minerals.
Crystals.
Are they? Do we get the vibe that they're like explosive or anything like that?
Nothing that we know of right now. That's the thing
Okay.
is like they came because like, hey, the energy and everything here, we think we could.
Harness. Is this a creature we can communicate with?
We don't know yet. Do you want to try?
Yeah, we want to try.
All right, go ahead and make me a probe check. You're gonna be
Oh yeah,
using.
because it is your turn.
Well, yeah, like you guys. Oh, it's like you're ready. Like you can ready an action to fire your lasers at
Thank
any
you.
point. Ensign Lily just, Captain, would you like me to route us to be pointed to use the turbo laser at the creature?
Yes.
Confidence turns. Go ahead. Probe
Do I
check plus
accurate?
6.
Plus 6, 17.
17. No sentient communications coming back.
Okay.
As in, this creature, it could just mean it doesn't have the technology needed to go back, or whatever you're doing doesn't work in this moment.
Can I do?
Or it could just be ignoring us. Either way.
Yes, and one of our chats in the Twitch chat goes, "Are we seriously fighting LMA?" Someone named Shell B202. In this moment,
Can I do an
you do that.
investigation check to see if we're within this creature's range?
Yes, this is a personal investigation check, not a ship. So yeah, you're gonna roll your own investigation.
Because how can we attack it with our normal crossbows and darts and stuff if
Right.
we're inside and he's
And
outside?
that's why it's like, so right now, that's why McTavish
Yeah,
readying
together.
the ship's laser, which again, ship to planet side, you add a 0, so 3d12 times 10 is the hope.
12.
12. On a 12, this looks really bleak if we're being honest. Like, this is like, you would have to get close, but again, remember, too close and your shields go down.
Is there a way to shock? Like the outside of it just zzz, that kind of thing?
If you get a big enough round, again, if you crit on it, if you have advantage on it and both hit, or if it has to make a saving throw and both would fail, you can make it a shocking round of anything and could stun it. but that's
I
conditional on
I
that
just mean
stuff.
our ship doesn't have a setting where it's.
Yeah, no, unfortunately. That'd be really cool,
Really
but it might
nice.
require a
Yeah.
bit of modification that you'd have to get permission from Starfleet
Right.
in the future.
Yep.
So, I think that's pretty good stuff. You've all started making these checks, good stuff. You're rating attacks, rating checks, trying to communicate. McTavish, Jumbo, everyone finishes up. Here comes the creature's turn. I gotta make sure I know what the creature wants to do. The creature is going to pull the ship down.
I don't think that.
That was a successful check. As already the Virti, the Dora-Chu on orders of Virti are starting to engage like limited thrusters, energy capability. Again, thankfully life support's not down. So pushing off against their freighter, trying to keep it going upwards, which is just a hard check when already gravity is working against them, pulls it down from 8,000 to about 7,000 meters. If you reach 0, crunch. Because that's just pure gravity. There's nothing. And it's going to get harder each time, too, the more you go down. So in this moment, if it gets completely down, that's crunch time.
Well, okay, that's great.
Alrighty. That was the crystalline creature's turn. Orson, that's you, Jamie,
Okay,
on deck.
have I made it to the crystals?
Yeah. Makes it with you. You see Verity. We should be attacking. We could energy pulse. Anything we can do. We got to get this thing off the ship.
Agreed. Or get us out of its grasp, as I would like to try to analyze these crystals, see how big of an energy burst they can give me.
Alrighty. I need you to make me. This is going to be a scan check using your intelligence. Go and make. We'll call it investigation for you. Unfortunately, that's a 7. 7. Here's what's important to know. You're going to check. There's energy pulses in these crystals, right? They have energy coming off. These branches from these crystals, they contain monocrystal cortenum. Powerful energy stuff. In its raw form, if we were to equate this to this equals energy, could put you close to a quarter of the way across the galaxy if you could directly hook it up. But it is raw stuff. You're already realizing in its container right now, very much so, is like keeping the energy off. It is like highly lined with a lot of sonic pulses to keep it all just kind of in one spot.
So, it shatter, it go boom.
More, you don't even think, you may not even need the shatter. You just need to successfully hook it up to a system, maybe to go boom or pulse, and it could still be intact, if that makes sense.
First officer, these are highly energized crystals.
Putting
Be
on the
warned,
suit.
if you connect any sort of conductor to it, you may be fried to an absolute crisp.
Ah, okay.
I'm going to attempt to use it to blast this ship higher in altitude.
So I need to connect the cord to the branch and not get fried?
I'm going to try to do it from the inside, but that would be helpful as well.
On the outside, you can do a bunch. If you get to the
Okay.
outside, it's figuring out. Actually, I'll say because the crew can help give you a free check in this
thank
moment,
goodness.
working with Verity's action. Yeah, from the outside right now, again, they've got a lot of damage on the outside. If you can disconnect maybe some of the big debris on the ship, that's going to make it a lot easier to just push upward, right? Like, hey, let's jettison, cut off, or break off a lot of stuff, which is actually, it has to be done from the outside. So in this moment,
Okay.
you could do that.
Cool.
Question. As the deployments I have, right, my deployment rank and everything, all of the power dice and specific things are specific to confidence, but if I were to take a station on this ship, could I use my abilities using their power dice?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Power dice are a bit limited to your own ship and
That
stuff.
makes
That
sense.
that is why it was interesting who decides to go and stay, because it limits like, oh well, I've got gunner power dice, so it's smart for you to stay
Yep.
because you can't use their guns in the exact same way.
Okay, just wanted to
Yes,
check that.
that was important.
So I'm going to take, I would say maybe, are they like in containers in crates? Or
Yes, it's like each crate has about 4 right now, and in total
Perfect.
there is 50 crates worth.
I need 3 of these crates to the engines now.
Right? All right. Drop, 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 drop. Like immediately starts rapid, this very otter chittering kind of language. Crew's gonna come down, get them to the engine. No problem for you, as they're gonna be I dash and dash and dash, and then just object interaction, hand the crate off, dash, like basically
Perfect.
streamlined.
And I
it.
will go straight to the engines as well.
You start running towards the engine. Perfect.
And action dash and all that stuff.
Jamie, that's you.
Okay, do I know in terms of what's still functioning on this ship? Do they have like weapons capabilities that are up and running, or is that
Go
all?
ahead and make me an investigation check, because you know life support must be going. But yeah, let's do a quick investigation. I very carefully didn't tell you what could be up on the ship.
Oof, that's not great. That's a 14 investigation.
14. You think weapons and other stuff could be operational, but it might be difficult to get them to deploy. Kind of like the idea of jammed weapons.
Okay, here's my other question. The ship is currently being grabbed and dragged down by this creature.
Kind of like a hook over.
It's
Yeah.
got us. But we can basically see the creature.
Mhm.
As a medical officer, can I try and find like what is this creature's weakness physically?
Oh.
Yes, you
Like
can.
by studying it?
Yes.
What sort of check do I make for that? Is that
This is a medicine check, kind of a xenobiology medicine check.
Okay.
Is that idea? So on your own, you're going to make a medicine check with disadvantage, simply because this is a brand new creature.
okay?
As it is something, of course, Jumbo, you could start doing stuff on your end to help each other out. So in this moment, it's
How
disadvantage
did
for
I roll lower?
them. Oh no!
Oh no.
My first roll was a nat 5, and then I rolled a nat 3.
Oh no!
So that's an 8 total.
8 total.
Ouch. And these are my new dice that I thought liked
This
me.
but there's a lot you can still gather.
Yeah.
That I'll tell you.
Betrayal.
By the fact that it has enough consciousness to grab onto the ship shows that it has some form of simple sentient life, maybe. Large creatures like this usually are this way. Across the galaxy, there's multiple forms of, usually in marine worlds where it's easier for creatures to grow, but in space also it makes sense, where this thing, where you could probably in this moment quantify as, shall we say, a crystalline kraken is the closest thing we could akin it to, is that it is enough gathering, and so something about the ship or just in that natural, it wouldn't be doing this on accident, right? A creature taking a ship and dragging it to itself isn't a accidental thing. But is it for food? Is it for protection? Is it for anger? That's very unclear in this moment until you maybe get other help talking to the ship and starting to do other checks in that sense.
Okay, so was that my action?
I'll say yes. Doing this big, like, you go over the controls, like, okay, we got limited guns, we got stuff, let's start checking out the creature.
So for my bonus action, I would like to throw out my Roar of the Monster Yay ability. So that's
Yeah!
a bonus action. So you guys just hear emanating from somewhere inside Jamie this high-pitched like squeal that sends like this shockwave out.
Boom.
I love that so much.
Allies within 60 feet of me have advantage on Wisdom and Charisma saving throws through the next minute, and then plus 5 bonus to their next attacks.
That will include you guys.
Yes. I
As
was right over.
part of the freighter, most of their stuff is, again, freighters, big cargo space, a lot of stuff in close.
That makes sense.
So that's all that. And then for verbal communication, can I make sure some of the Doharchu are like accessing and getting their weapons ready and
For
stuff? Like,
sure, yeah, just simple,
just
like,
clock, make sure somebody, whoever's in charge of that
Doharchu,
ship is on
that
it.
was a nat 20. I will say
Nice.
the Doharchu up there are ready, locked, and
Yo,
loaded,
nice
and on their
turn.
next turn can do something, whether it's release pulses, release energy blasts,
But
some of
they'll
the
be able to
weapon
help.
stuff.
Okay.
Again, still that there's always a possibility of a misfire because it's not perfect right now, but hell yeah.
That was
Brings us back to the top of the initiative board. Katira, that's you.
Okay, I'm gonna head out the airlock.
You
Yep.
as silence envelops you. Space around you, these purple pulses. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna go up on top of the ship as quickly as I can. Pace is doubled.
Doom. Mag boots. You're to the top of the ship. You can see a lot of the damage, and you see rising like a many-story building, whatever branch tentacle around the ship right now. But from even where you are, you see a lot of this, very aware of your breath, damaged parts of the ship. There's a lot of it.
Okay, cool. But biggest priority is to dislodge debris. Okay. Is there anything anywhere close to where I am right now?
There's a lot actually. So what it
Okay,
would
cool.
be is if you want to make an athletics check,
And I've got advantage. 'cause
got
I'm
advantage.
raging.
It's starting to just like toom, toom, poof, and pull, and just watching this very soundlessly as debris and broken parts of the ship are going to be expunged.
Okay, so that's a natural 18. What do I add to that? Just my strength?
Your strength and athletics bonus. So if you
Okay,
have proficiency, you're allowed to use it.
Perfect. So that's going to be a 23.
Oh my gosh, that's good. You get the best possible result would have been 25, but you get a lot. You're just going,
Dang, girl.
just only hearing your breath, just down and around. Orson, diagnostics inside the ship. As we cut back in, boom, everything's looking really good. Inside the ship, Doctor jittering around, and immediately 50. Frank, oh, looks like your commander out there. They've been able to get it down, and looks 80% of the damage. We're looking much better now.
Good.
Yes. Any last little things outside?
These two and 8 other the most important Doharshu Chu are going to have their travel pace doubled as well, as long as we're within 60 feet.
I'll allow it if you're on
Okay,
top
cool.
and they're just inside
Perfect.
60
Sorry,
feet
I'm just
inside
like,
the
that
ship.
might help.
No, that's super. Yes, that
Oh,
will
perfect. That
help.
gets us through the engines and everything. That's going to help on when I start.
All right, Katir,
Yeah.
excellent turn.
Goodness.
Mondo McTavish Jumbo, you guys aboard your ship.
Captain,
Aye.
I don't know how far away they are, but if it's dragging them down, could we come over this way and tractor beam them out of its grasp and try and pull them away?
We could see.
I don't know. It would depend on the distance.
Right
Yes.
now, if you were to get close, Ensign Lily Turner could put you about just outside of the range, and you'd be making a laser attack with disadvantage in this moment. Because any closer than
Should
some
I
of
try
your
and give
damage.
the beast one more time? Just try one more?
Give it a shot. Can you give me a scan, see if it is actually inorganic life?
Yeah.
Figure out,
Well,
is it
then,
inorganic?
If
That's
it's-
kind of the
if
big
it's
thing
organic,
right
then I'm... Yeah.
now. Yeah, let's
it's
figure
not.
out.
Oh, that's 8.
8. You start doing some of your xenobiology. As far as you can tell, there's no records on this. You're looking furiously through Star
That's not going to
Fleet
be any helpful.
database.
Okay.
Some of your stuff. It's good stuff to make the checks, but as of right now, it's kind of like
Yeah.
what Jamie's
Then I think
figuring.
that
It's
what
got to
you
be
said was
sentient
best.
to some extent,
Yeah.
but no traditional forms of communication are working, and you're not sure why.
I haven't seen anything like this, and I've studied quite a few
Alright.
things.
Well, considering the lives that it's putting in danger, open fire.
Zillion. At will, Captain.
Did you say thank you?
Go
Yes.
ahead, Mason. If you want to make the
For a
check
second,
for
I
me,
couldn't tell if you said thank
you're
you.
going to.
I was like,
Oh, man, yeah.
Money.
Yeah, no, this
So
is
you're making
not.
it with disadvantage just so you don't lose your shields,
Okay.
but this is still going to be
It's gonna take
with
something
its
big.
Real big
Wow,
for
that's
you
still really
to
good.
drop some of those.
Yeah.
That's good.
a grand total of +5 with disadvantage.
Okay.
If I
Um,
didn't swear
And again,
to
remember in
such a
space,
good
this isn't like
idea
normal
4
stuff where it's like,
times,
ooh, armor
then,
class.
yeah.
This thing might be easier to hit into.
Mad respect.
Oh, 500 healing to McTavish. Yes, I'll accept that. And you
That
punks.
wasn't me that time.
Why don't you punks?
I swear it wasn't me.
Okay.
This one is the.
So the lower one is a 9.
Okay.
The higher one with the... Oh, and it was disadvantage.
Disadvantage, yeah.
The other one was a 21.
Ooh.
21. Unfortunately, the
lower one's a
9 cutting through, kind of igniting some of these pockets of gas. This cool just skims across what you think could have been that tentacle holding and fires off into the gas. Does not hit the creature in this turn.
Yep.
Getting that done, though, excellently done from the crew of the Confidence still aboard. That will make the creature's turn. You guys watch. Barely making the check. Pulling ever downwards. Thrusters working against. You feel, I actually need dexterity saves.
I've got
Disadvantage.
I have advantage now because I'm raging.
You're raging.
And-
Ooh.
Helpful being outside the ship would have given you disadvantage, so this will be a flat roll.
Okay. Please be nice. Huh?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
4.
5.
We're in 60. Oh, never mind. It's not my bonus action. Mine's
Do,
bonus action.
wait,
My
your
bonus
next
action.
save though, or your next check
It's wisdom
Attack.
and charisma saves.
Oh.
And the
that
plus
you
5
get advantage
won't
for.
help
And the plus 5 is attacks.
Yeah.
Katira. Your mag boots can't hold on.
Wait,
And
what
you
did
are
she roll?
I rolled a 5
5.
total.
I cannot help you.
It's fine.
You are floating out
fine,
into
it's fine.
space as you watch it drag under your feet.
Oh, that's not good.
You lose complete balance, are down. You are fine, Orson, on the now DC 14 as it's getting harder. We go from 7,000 to 6,000. That is the creature's full turn, what it can do. Orson, that's you.
Real quick. Is she still technically within 60 feet, just drifting away now? Or
This creature, 1,000 meters
So it's moving
Okay.
real fast.
is
well, that's outside
terrifying.
my range of giving her any
As
help.
right now,
It's
your
fine.
biggest hope is if on their initiative someone can beam you out. As right now you are in the vacuum of space.
All right.
There is a natural. You are technically descending. There is a gravity well, but not
I
fast
have
enough
a
to get
couple
back in
ideas.
time.
They'll probably fail, but
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what
Well,
happens.
you've
So,
got your
Everyone
combat,
brace
so they'll
yourselves,
get
please,
advantage on beaming
as
checks to
I'm
help
going
you.
to order, ask a few of these other people to take one of these crates to the weapon systems and attempt hooking them up. While me here at the engines, I'm going to attempt to use 8 of these, using the magnetic field spell so that the energy doesn't lash out at the ship around me,
okay,
to attempt to connect them to the engine and give us a boost.
just kind of a outward go up. Go ahead. You're going to make this roll. This is going to use. This ship is making basically what we're calling a boost check. Unfortunately, the freighter that you're on has only +1. You've attached 8 of these, so it makes it 8. So you're going to roll a d20 plus 9.
D20 plus 9.
D20 plus 9.
That's a natural 20.
oh my gosh!
Nat 20!
What?
Nice.
Okay.
I was like, 10. No!
All of you watch from
Good job.
inside. Purple light emanates like a
Did you
exploding
seriously
star.
already fix the warp thing?
The warp core is nowhere close
Nope.
to fixed.
Okay.
You have just juiced it up in this moment.
Juice the
Boom,
baby.
boom, 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 boom. Shock waves of sonic energy pulsate outwards. Boom. The ship will rocket. I will make, with advantage, I'll roll d10 here. That's a perfect 10. 10,000 meters upward. Katira, make me a dexterity saving throw as the ship goes
Are we
up
now
at you.
within 60 feet of her?
Oh, you'll be there too fast.
Okay, too fast for a bonus action?
Too fast.
Okay, okay, that's a 22.
22 beats the DC 20. You are not going to be
Oh my
crushed
gosh.
as boom immediately on the hole. Boom. When this pulse goes out, all of you watch. Boom, the tentacle immediately uncurls
Oh,
and whips deep back within the planet core. We are out of initiative.
that was fast.
That
Oh, thank
That was
goodness.
Wild.
intensely cool.
Oh my god.
As we are back into the recesses of space. Aboard you, everything hurts. I will say you're not taking any damage, but is that like, ow, as a ship just went from 6,000 to 16,000 meters above. In this moment, though, you see Faraday. We have limited time. Let's see how we can get it out. You go ahead and make me a quick investigation check of the core, everything you're looking at.
Natural 20.
Wow!
Serious?
Give someone inspiration.
Natural
dude.
20.
With a
That's
25
he's
total.
not giving inspiration for
Nat 20.
20
There's
anymore.
different things that'll be
Yes.
involving inspiration
Okay.
now. On a nat 20, you can't do that again.
Okay.
That was a big thing what you just did. Boosting all the thrusters work just to push upward.
If we were to put the same amount of energy that we just did to escape harm's way into these engines again, it would fry the entire ship and thrust all of us out into the back of
Right,
space.
so we're fucking screwed! Ah! Verity kind of like freaks out for a little moment of just panic as he looks
Did I say
scared.
something wrong?
Uh, Excellent. You are dislodged. I will say, aboard the bridge, Jumbo, Mondo, and McTavish, you three are looking.
Honestly, he just doesn't handle
You
stress.
guys will have a
Where is this?
better view of the
Hold on, don't pick
creature,
me in the middle.
if that makes sense.
Okay, yes.
It
that's
has
right.
retreated, so to speak, back to almost the very center of this gas giant. and has stopped for a moment.
For now.
For now.
Would it be safe to put a tractor beam on this freighter and pull it and go away, or would that be
At
too
this
risky?
point, yeah. Because
A lot could happen. If you put a tractor beam on, you first of all would have to get into your shields would have to go down and go into the gas giant.
Okay.
Because
That's
tractor
a good
beams you have to get close enough.
Yeah,
I
that's
love that.
not a
Um,
good idea.
You know we need to do
The other things important to note at this point, Verdi is going to ask you, Orson, please tell your captain, of course, we need to get off and we need the cargo with us. We've worked too hard for this. We can't die out here with all this
Would
gone.
you like to leave your ship?
We're not without what we came for.
Very well. Captain, they are requesting to be beamed to the Confidence along with their cargo. It is highly unstable energy crystals that, while contained, if breached by any means or
Jamie, you're going to give me an
Conducted
investigation
would
check of the crystals.
release a massive amount of energy.
Alright. Is it stable enough to transport?
I will let you know.
Thank you.
That's what, Jamie, yeah.
Because, like, my
Flat?
scans,
Flat.
That's
Yeah.
a 9.
Oh, excuse me. Advantage because the door to would be helping you, of course, in this moment.
a moment of not peril.
On a 3 and a 4, yeah, it's a 9.
If you try to transport this or beam this, bad stuff. Remember the whole we don't transport because of the whole vacuum of space. Imagine transporting who knows what's inside this crate aboard your ship.
I do not believe we could transport your cargo. However, we would like to get your crew to safety as soon as possible and work on a solution to get your ship functioning.
That's right. We just listen. Can we focus on the crystals? We need this for our warp code. We're in the Federation of the Planets, but we don't got the same supplies as you all.
I understand what is at stake here. I apologize, but your lives come first.
Can I?
At this point, yeah, you would have been able to get
No,
inside.
I was gonna say
Oh.
because we were talking about connecting to specifically a crystal branch, and if that could actually help with anything with the ship.
Well,
Is
but
that
the
no
crystal
longer
branches
an
are the
option?
tentacles of this monster,
Not
right?
all
Yeah,
of
not
them.
all of them.
Oh.
Not
It was
all of
this
them.
guy's.
Some of them
So,
are
yeah.
pulsating to push off of each other.
Right.
Again, where some of this
So I'm wondering, could any of that, if we could hook it up to that, could that repel us from the gas giant?
possibility. That's really good. Go ahead and give me a quick lore check on some of the what it would evolve to do that. That's a good
Like
idea.
a help action?
Yeah, help action. Easy stuff. Easy stuff.
Bonus action, add a d4 to it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's not terrible. Okay, that's a 16.
16.
Considering I have a +0. Thank you.
Here we go. 16 total.
Yes.
You're going to realize a couple things. These crystals do release energy pulses that help push each other off to avoid collision and other dangerous stuff. In this moment, you could do that, but what it would be is you need to get a pulse coming from the ship equal to the crystals to make that pulse, that whether it be magnetic or other form of energy,
I see.
get the
Equal and
energy
opposite
equal in the
reaction.
ship to vibrate or frequency equal the same and push.
Okay.
That's going to require deep checks. You're going to need to succeed on some checks to really figure out what these crystals are made of, though, first.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just relay my figurings. to
Well,
them.
See, strange scientific phenomenon like this are not my specialty.
Not mine.
We
either.
could risk beaming a single one up to the Confidence for Chief, or beaming Chief Science Officer Jumbo down here.
So
With some
wait, there's
equipment.
no way to just fix the ship?
With the extensive damage, it would take me way longer than I believe we have time for.
Again, it's a race against when is this creature starting.
Hey,
Well,
Jumbo.
I have an idea for the
Jumbo-
creature,
Jumbo,
though. I guess
yes.
could I make a check to see if my idea would work?
Yeah, what's your idea?
We know this creature is made of crystal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a communications station on this ship.
Yeah.
I was wondering if we could send out some sort of frequency that would just like fracture the crystal and show it.
I will say-
Oh.
No check needed. That could work. It's just like, though, with the pulsar. If you can figure out what that crystal's made of, then you know how to do it. If you
Then
can
we can
do it
find
at a small scale,
frequency.
do it at a big scale.
And that's why we need the big man.
That's why you need the big man.
That
So
was
that's the
so-
question.
So can we be making checks while he's working on the ship for that
Mhm.
like
So here's the question, and this involving the bridge crew, of course, for McTavish, Jumbo, and Mondo. Do you want to send Jumbo down to the ship to maybe get a first-hand view, or do you risk sending one crate up to the Confidence to check it out?
Let's send Jumbo down.
Jumbo down. You head down, and this is gonna make a check. Much easier this time. All right, Commander, we'll be sending you down in just a moment. Energize. You are on the ship. All the doors. Like, I'll take a step backwards. They see
Hello
you.
down there.
Big old dude, and just these little otter people. But you.
Take a look at this crystal.
And while they're doing that, I'll start trying to fix the warp core.
In this moment, coming down here, you're going to make an investigation check with advantage. Of course, as Jamie and Jumbo, you're now going to both be offering your expertise.
Nicely done,
So
you
am I
guys.
at advantage then? Or?
Advantage for sure, yeah.
Okay. Investigation.
Investigation.
I believe that's a 23.
Oh, yes.
23. So I pull out all of this high
Seems
tech
nice to
equipment.
make that a
and then I
27
proceed
if it's
to-
like a DC 25 thing.
Would
want
you
to
like
say
a D4
device?
I'm
as
gonna
well?
use it just because.
Sure.
27.
You want a D4 as well, so we can maybe get a 30?
Okay, so
It's a
at
D4.
2.
D4.
This is D4.
Oh, that is your D4. That's right. That looks like
Oh,
a D6.
yeah, it totally looks like a
29.
D6.
29.
I will let
Can
you
I
know
see that, Nick?
a DC 25
Oh,
did hit
Thank goodness
a
we have
big
online.
check. Jamie and Jumbo, you're starting to kind of like off of what Orson showed you. Again, that D4 coming in makes sense. You're cluing them into
That
the
is
monocrystal
dope,
quantenum, some of this like intricate energy pulsations.
I don't know what that was.
Important
It
for
was
everyone
versus
because
It was-
Jumbo and Jamie,
Intrusive thoughts.
That's a D6.
in this moment,
That's so cool.
the crystal is pulsing, and
Uh-huh.
you're detecting a faint life signs coming from the crystal in
Oh
this
my
very close
gosh.
range.
This appears to be organic life.
Oh boy.
The crystals
I'm
on the
telling
The
ship.
that
crystals
in
in the cargo pods are organic life somehow.
Well,
There is forms of what we would call brainwave energy life readings coming from the crystals in the
Can
cargo.
I tell if it is communicating or if it's like an infant version of the larger
is-
one?
I'm gonna get.
Is there like an ethical problem with harvesting?
Yeah, I was
That's
just
what I
gonna
was
say I'm gonna
There
do a
is.
check on the ship to see if it's legal to even be transporting this.
Go ahead, make with advantage a bit of a history check here. Hella good to make.
So I'm able to figure out the emotions of creatures within 10 feet of me. Is there any sort of crystal within 10 feet of me?
Can read emotions. I need to decide something real quick.
21.
21. That violates Prime Directive. Transportation of sentient life in the form of cargo. That's
Trafficking.
that's trafficking, literally, in that sense of if it's sentient, you're not allowed to just
I'm so cool.
transport it. Yeah, Jumbo, but I want one.
Jumbo's like, it can
Yeah,
be my pet.
I'm gonna
My
patch
pet
that
rock.
info.
You can
Yeah.
Katira, I will say this is
I get
also
advantage on
great.
insight, so I don't
make
just
me
get
an
it.
insight
Yeah.
advantage check.
I
I'll
was
allow
like,
it.
I mean, I would love to just get whatever, but okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Insight.
Gaston just patched
19.
me that.
Yeah,
Yay.
19. Orson, you get this, and you realize, thankfully, you immediately, of course, scan the
The ones I
8
used.
that you use are completely fine.
Okay,
Again,
I will
like I said before, you don't have to even break them. The energy
put
that
them
they
into the crate again.
put them back in, yeah. 18, you said?
19.
19. This is the first time you've gotten very, very close to one. I need you to make me, with advantage, a charisma saving throw.
Oh.
As you're about to read the emotions of something that doesn't communicate in any known frequency or fashion
Okay.
to any of
Okay.
Your August.
I will say a
Who would be the
D4 would be
officer
super
above
helpful,
me?
but if you're out of them,
you.
that's
Officer
fine,
above
too.
you,
Oh,
immediately
come on,
you are
why?
going to be answering to Admiral Rick Shaw, and of course above him is Hank Noble.
Okay.
Okay, I'll send in a message
That's
to
a
Rick Shaw,
17.
seeing what he wants me to do about.
Excellent.
this.
Mondo, you're going to help patch this through. Can you make me a quick probe check +6, sending off
In the
because
meantime, sir, do you want me to
19,
17.
17 this time.
21.
cool right now.
21. You
Understood.
help get this message off to Admiral Shaw. Just what we just found this.
19.
19. immediately success on a DC
Ooh.
17 save.
Nice.
Oh wait, did I say 19? It was a 17.
Well,
I'm
no,
so
that's
sorry.
exactly. Sorry, that's what you got the 17.
I'm so sorry. Does that do it?
Ooh.
You do not take the full damage, but I need.
Wait, is it psychic damage? What kind of damage is it?
This is radiant.
I do not have resistance against radiance.
It's okay. I can be like,
This is what we would call
Me too. I got the
mental
Yeah, you
radiant
gave what the
damage.
rest
If psychic damage could be considered radiant, that's 9.
Oh.
Cool. 'Cause I was gonna say I'm good against psychic, but
32 half to 16 points of radiant damage. We'll call it.
ooh.
16? Are you still up?
Yes,
the
I am, 'cause I have
emotion
35.
you get,
Oh, that's so many hit points.
yeah.
level 3s were not
these
wins.
things
I have 17 hit points.
are scared.
The
I
Muppet.
got 24.
They're
Yeah.
scared.
You get the exact same emotion of what a egg or child could feel like being scared and abandoned.
Okay, I'm
Without a
immediately gonna
comforting
get on my
presence.
comm. I think that we just attacked the nest of the mom, and we should probably leave.
You see the Dorochu. What? But we need the crystals. This is what we were using for energy. We need these.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be practicing some bedside manners at the moment. These crystals are not indeed
They're
crystals. They are a crystalline
babies.
structure of an egg-like structure around a small infantile creature of sentient life, which transporting in the form of cargo is illegal and against the Prime Directive.
What you see at this point, he looks a little not mad, but just a little
Irked.
stressed and perturbed. Just, but of course they're not truly grown. But
Can
I'm not.
we insight, like, did they know this was
me
illegal
an
and,
insight.
like, that
Oh,
they were
if
sentient
they
life and
knew.
everything?
Give me an insight.
Oh.
Would discerning character help me at all with this?
It would actually.
Nice.
Well, it would. Yeah.
Advantage
Yeah.
then? Okay.
So this is exactly what discern character. Some of your stuff is.
Oh, that's...
Nathan, one of our chat members. Classic adorable creature move. Illegal transportation of sentient life.
Yep.
Classic otter move. You know, just
Who
grab
would
it.
think that otter could be bad?
19 insight.
Nice.
Not that they knew, but maybe they didn't want to know.
Maybe
As
I'm
if they
having
found
one
this
against-
and were starting to try to like get the again. This was
They
their
were
big.
aiming for plausible deniability.
It's maybe they didn't check too hard either at first when finding the crystals and went let's send in
That
our
would make
ships
sense.
and then of course when they actively started getting the crystals makes a problem.
Extra.
Wow, that's
But he has
twisted.
It's not bad at all, though.
On the bridge,
Where's this?
the creature's starting to move again.
I believe we are out of time.
I say, if I have any input, I think we just dump the crystals and see if the creature will let us exit.
Right, but then but
I'm going to begin loading them into the airlock.
You immediately start. The Dohar 2 don't help, but they don't stop. You see, Verity just. I guess you don't want to be mean, but.
We understand that this was technically a crime committed in ignorance, but now that you are aware of the sentience of these creatures, you must be aware that you would be breaking Federation laws to continue to
I love her so
transport them.
much. I love you so much.
In this moment, he's not going to say anything. Easy enough, you get them all into the airlock, where you actually
yeah, I'll
were,
be
of
there
course.
and I'll make sure that just like
You 3 or 4, Jumbo, you being here can help kind of load them all up. All of them will be able to fit. As the airlock opens, they all start floating. You watch the giant crystalline tentacle reach upwards, slowly wrap around, pulsating with energy. The crates seem to vibrate, shatter apart. And the tentacle wraps around all the branches and pulls ever inward.
I believe now is the time to begin beaming out.
I'm gonna go and back in the ship.
Message to Orson. Alright, get yourself and the crew out of there.
You see, transportation ready for immediate, as no further danger will affect you all,
Oh.
and we will become out of any initiative and danger. The crew of the Tohochu, each being transported in until last one, standing kind of on the deck of this freighter, Verity looking off into the gas giant. Hey, what are we going to do? I'm glad it's whatever they are, but can't up the creek without a paddle.
I'm gonna go into where all the crew are.
You come down as you all transport off the ship. The freighter, of course, there's no way of really getting out of the gas giant. That's kind of a loss.
Right. I wouldn't be too worried about the loss of your cargo.
Right.
Until I receive word from my superior officers, you will be escorted to the brig.
You get communications coming in from Rick Shaw. Admiral Shaw is taking this. Do you want to take this in any specific quarter or just on the bridge? Because you could take it in your office like a personal call.
I'll take it in my office.
You take it often. Alright, Captain McTavish, how's it going?
Admiral Shaw, we've just found a crew transporting illegal substances of living life. Or of life. Living matter.
Alright. That's, damn, rough.
Aye.
They were doing this knowingly?
I'm gonna call in Orson.
I entered.
Orson, was this a knowing crew? Were they transporting life illegally?
It seemed that they were in ignorance of their actions, but after being confronted, it seemed they had no intention of confirming.
Well, shit. According to law, we can't do anything then. If they didn't have any physical proof of knowing the sentience of the life, please be advised to escort them back to their nearest planet or star base for immediate jurisdiction of their own persons and people. Maybe talk to them. At least make sure they leave knowing. That's kind of what we do, right?
Aye, sir.
And I'll take this under consideration. Please fill out the official reports and, of course, dismissed. He ends call.
Alright. Good job handling it that on the ship, Orson.
It was mostly actually Commander Jamie.
Right, I will commemorate her as suited.
Thank you, sir.
Immediately coming out. Heading down back to the Dohachu, they're kind of, I won't say up in arms, but they're kind of like, oh, the brig, we don't want to go, what do we do? It's so big, I don't want to go to the brig. And Verdi comes up, again, what we're saying, we didn't know that this was sentient life.
Relax. You're not going to the brig.
Oh, thank you.
Just heard from my superior officer we're sending you to your world.
Oh, yes. Take us back to Dawn. We'll work out what to do there.
We have also been asked to advise you that any future interactions with unknown substances, we urge you to look for sentient life, as transporting it a second time of the same sort would not end well.
So
Well, let's say
we're
you're getting off
Hey,
with a warning.
Do we still
In
have
this
advantage
moment,
on charisma things?
saving
and only
throws,
for
yeah.
Because I was gonna get
I
really
need,
them a little bit.
which one of you wants to make the persuasion check?
Not me.
Who
Out of-
has good persuasion? I don't have
Out
a
of
+5.
anyone can, it's who wants to make it.
Does
And they'll
anyone
I
want
obviously
to
mean, I
better
have a
than a
minus
+5?
1.
Oh, please
I have
no.
a +1.
+1.
Plus
Plus
2.
5
Plus
is
5.
probably
I've
good.
got a +2 persuade.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Katira, you ready for
You're
this?
up.
Yes.
Yep, and you'd be there as first officer.
Please come
Yeah.
make this in the box of doom.
Holy!
Are they gonna try and take over a
Can
ship?
I
Honor
get a
revolution!
D4 from anyone?
I
I
only
can
have
give
2,
you a
sadly.
+4,
and
but
I
that's
already
as a
have.
reaction.
I'm gonna
for
let you know it's a
Alright.
terrifyingly high DC.
Ha! Crap! I wish I were
Gosh.
Rapunzel.
Is she getting advantage from any of
Okay.
us?
And all of you can offer it. It's
Okay,
a group
good.
thing.
That was a nat 13 though. Can I actually just take the nat 13?
Nat 13 plus 5.
Because it
18.
is at advantage, so yeah.
So I
The
can
nat
get you
13
up
is
to
what's
22.
offering us first, but there is still, of course, DCs involved.
So I can get her up to 22 with Sage Advice.
Which is pretty good. Is there any
Okay.
other things that people could offer? Is what I'll say.
think
Before
I only have
announcing it.
Can
Yep,
we
I
use
only
a
have 2.
power die?
You could use well if you
That
have power die
wouldn't be-
applicable.
We
Yeah,
have lots of power die.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could do that. Is that D8?
it's a D8. We just have to figure out because you got to make sure it's something specific for other checks.
Yes, it'll be from the coordinator, so you would have something.
Okay, then I would use it. So it's a D.
You know, I
How many
will
power
allow
die do you
just a
have
D8
available?
in this moment.
Okay, cool.
I'll say
From the coordinator station.
from the coordinator
Yep.
station. I'll allow a
Okay.
D8.
Marked.
Well, just because I'm
Coordinators,
not
you
sure
have
if it
one
matters.
power dice
There you
left until you recharge.
Okay, plus a 5. So 27.
27
That was 227 checks tonight.
That's pretty good.
does beat the necessary 26.
Oh
Nice.
my gosh, thank you.
Lucky.
As in this moment, Captain Verti, that's a right pain in the ass. I mean, what are we going to do on our planet? Don't get all the necessary supplies from the Federation, don't we? Don't get the nice warp cores, we get our shitty versions. And so, I guess, back to Surgeon. Well, to Dawn, thank you very much. They don't seem pleased with what's happened, and I will say, this wasn't for, like, any sort of revolution or revolt. That would have been a wildly different vibe in the first
Oh,
place.
Yeah.
But you may have avoided something deeper.
Like them leaving the Federation.
Maybe some big, angry stuff.
Could,
Oh, thank goodness.
what sort of like? I imagine they all have different
We
jobs
started
on their ship.
Yeah.
I would like to engage with the like scientist people, scientist lovers.
For sure. Some of them are
No.
science officers. Some of the Dorachu, you can talk to them.
Like-
There's about 4 or 5 of them.
Specifically
Well, no.
to share information as well as glean information, just forming
Yeah.
a relationship.
I will say, great idea. Kind of what added to some maybe that advantage earlier.
Yeah.
You can talk with some of the laboratory.
This is
As
called a bonus
Getting to Dohan,
It's basically just gonna be storage then.
Dohan
It's
isn't
specific.
too far away. This is where actually I will want. I think this is McTavish's call. How fast do you want to warp there is actually the key right now before we head out.
If we continued at Mach 5, how fast would we get there?
Take you about, let's be honest, getting to Dohan from where you are will cost you maybe a day's journey. If you go at like a warp factor of 8 or 9, it might just take a couple hours.
I would say go ahead and take a full day because that gives us time to build a rapport and build a relationship with
I was gonna say let's bump it up to 7.5, so we still get there quicker.
Okay.
So we're not wasting time on
That's
this.
Specifically, it would be a long rest worthy, like an 8
Oh,
hour.
good.
Yep.
Again, exponentially gets faster closer to. You could even go like a factor of 9.9 and be there super fast, but yeah,
That
that
gets
wrong.
risky.
That gets risky. Go ahead. I'm going to ask Orson in this moment. Can you make check for the ship going
Yes.
at 7.5? Anything above a warp factor of 5 does require a bit of a check.
Okay.
This will be making a bit of an astrogation check of the ship. It's plus 6,
Okay,
and you're just going to make this flat.
probably. Which is good.
Natural 13 with a total of 19.
19 is going to help. As some of the choice has already been shown, of course, is
Yes.
how much you want to try to repair relations with the Dohorchu. In this moment, you beating the DC needed. Blast off to Dawn. All of you, of course, in laboratories and across the ship, get to meet these wonderful Otterlike people. Their, of course, sentient life across the galaxy is very similar in the wonderful extent of everyone has hopes and aspirations and dreams. People have families or close acquaintances, likes and dislikes and hobbies. All of you are able to reach Doan, and of course that fun benefit of a long rest being involved.
Nice. I feel
Um,
much better.
Reaching Doan. Doan is a very primarily water-based world. Unlike our world, which is about 70% water, their world is 98% water.
Dang.
And most land-based is coming from high mountain ranges, things. They're in a much warmer climate, too, where their planet is closer to their star.
This one's weird, but kind of makes
Doan being there easy enough to then transport down all the crew to safe docking sports. And this is where we're going to take a break for the evening.
Okay.
Thank you all so much, and we'll see you all in a bit.
Holy
And we are back. Thank you so much that waited, friends and followers.
Something.
It's a
When we arrive at Doan, you will be able to receive a message,
Is it
Jumbo,
furnished? Is it not?
that they're here.
It's
Oh,
good. Good
fantastic.
stuff.
I want to go beat them.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check. They are on the planet's surface. Go ahead and make a persuasion check to the transport ensign to beam me down.
Persuasion 11.
11. You see this ensign working today. Commander Jumbo.
Yes, Commander Jumbo.
Yes, what can I do for you?
I'd like to be beamed down to the planet's surface.
Yes. Does Captain McTavish have a specific reason for this?
I just need to go visit with a couple friends that just happen to be here.
Oh, perfect. Beep, beep. Captain McTavish, are we
Right.
all clear to send Commander Jumbo down? It's not that he's not letting you go, but by not beating the right DC,
Yeah.
it's our Commander McTavish. Are we all clear for Commander Jumbo to beam down to Dawn?
Why are you beaming down there?
Oh, Captain, you didn't allow this? Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have checked, Commander. No, I'm so sorry. Captain, this is all my fault. I forgot to follow proper procedure. Please don't blame the Commander. We're just beaming Commander Jumbo down to the planet surface real quick.
All right, sounds good.
Is this for research that could be a benefit to Starfleet?
Yes.
Yes, actually, yeah.
All right, beam them down.
Yes, Captain. Again, my apologies, Captain.
You're fine.
Energizing?
I'm sorry.
You are beamed down to one of the city centers on Doan.
It was my fault.
The crew that you have just put down, you see off in the distance some familiar faces. Vaxic and Spitbox.
Who are the... Is that the little skinny guy?
You have a Pleakley? You
No,
have a Pleakley?
not necessarily. I'll explain it in a
I
second.
know, I'm dying to know. Part of me was just kind of like, I want to see this. But
You're gonna put like pictures up
Part
on
of me
the
was I just
TV,
kind of
right?
wanted to see this.
yeah, I was like, that sounds fun. I didn't think to run it by the commanding officer here, but
That's okay.
but I was like, yeah, that was
you
we'll
see
send that.
two Ferengi. Ferengi, of course, having very like simian. They've got kind of the fun like head bulbous that comes down. These kind of like big open grins that are kind of permanently on their faces. You see Spitbox just, Jumbo, 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 Jumbo comes in, starts just like clapping on the back. How you been? Oh, what's going on? What brings you to Dawn? Yeah, we got your message. What's going on?
Lots going.
Oh, let's go in! Let's go in! Now tell me, man, if I had a lithium for every time one of my contacts joined Starfleet and got on a ship, I'd have 2 lithium these days. But of course, I got way more than 2. You see, Vaxix, who's much more cool. Yes, please tell us, Jumbo. Why'd you bring us here?
I'll pull out a test tube,
Ah,
and it's gonna have a lock of hair in it from. And I'll say, this is from someone who was.
grabs it immediately, puts it. Don't want to show this in public. Jumbo.
Someone that was frozen,
Frozen.
preserved, and then thawed. I wanna.
You see the credit sign, like the dollar sign, in their eyes of just. Are you telling me this is a sample from early 21st century Earth? Jumbo, we're going to be rich. We'll pay you handsomely for this one. Go ahead and mark 10,000 credits into your personal account.
Okay, and then I'll pull out one more. It's not even gonna go to him over the table quickly. It's gonna go directly under the table.
Immediately now, I mean, this is a good system. Just got it. Ah, yes. What are we looking at? 2 samples, not another one, of course.
And then I won't even say it. I'm just gonna mouth Dahachu.
Did you say dodge?
Like-
Doharchu.
Oh.
Because
Look
they're
at
like,
Oh. All right. Well, yes. Let's see. I'm gonna roll for this one as it's
Okay.
not like super like wild, but still pretty penny. 200 credits.
okay.
So that's a pretty good one. Yeah. Yes, of course. Thank you, Jumbo. Wonderful. You see Spitbox, of course, is yeah. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be great. Nah, Jumbo, you gotta tell me. You gotta tell me. What's up? What's the next big thing? We haven't heard from you forever. You go off. You join Starfleet.
We'll have to see. There's more coming.
Holy crap!
Spitbox. We got ourselves a pretty good partnership then. I love it. I love it. Right, don't let any of those fucking knocks know of this, right?
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah, of course, right? Ruin
Yes.
everything.
Is there anything that you've discovered recently? You don't need to share samples, but any new scientific discoveries.
Listen, I've heard rumors. I've heard a lot going on. You see, Vaxic has kind of like, I won't say leaned back. It's starting to just do a lot of work on the data pad. But you see, Spitbox, yes, here's what's important. Apparently, everyone's pissed. Good time to make donations, if you know what I mean. Lot of upheaval across planets. No one's happy with how they're acting together. So, anything you can get us, we're getting a good fund these days.
Sounds good.
Yes, of course.
By everyone, you mean the members of the Federation.
Every single one of the Federation, Klingons, Romulans, Breen, Cardassians, we are all doing great.
Yes, I did do some good for the Federation, and I found out information.
Listen, everyone's pissed these days.
At who? At what?
At
Because
Federation?
At each other. No one's happy anymore. Everyone's realizing we're in a bit of a confined corners of the galaxy. No one likes to be here. Hell, look at the Dora Chu.
They're getting stir crazy. Sorry.
Apparently, everyone wants more of the pie, and no one wants to bake a bigger pie.
Makes sense.
Right?
Thank you for that information.
Gotcha.
I'll be in contact.
Hey, you see he pulls out red spice as by. Come on, do something with us. For all time.
Oh,
Oh, that's a 19. Next time.
All right. Let me guess. You don't want to spend your newfound credits too fast. Yes, I'm just saying. Also, if you can swing by me some lithium bars, you know that whole if I had to forever, I'm out of lithium and I owe a bit of money.
Well,
Listen, okay, my previous contact, I mean, I can't go to that bar anymore. They've just up and gone too, so just let me know.
I just gave you what I could, but
All right,
we'll
you're
be in
fucking
contact.
Yeah, good. Jumbo, you're a great person. I love you, man. I love you. As Spitbox and Vaxic head out, and you can request transport
I
anytime.
wonder.
I saw what got your
No, wait, I'm checking what August has sent me.
And I asked to be beamed back up.
Yep, I did think so. Oh crap!
Oh
You
no!
guys are so dodgy.
I was like, why does this sound so familiar? And
This
that
sounds
makes sense.
familiar.
Yep.
You
yep,
hear
yep,
the
yep,
ensign.
yep.
Yes, Commander. Once
Wait,
again,
do I
I'm
see
so
any of
sorry.
them?
When he said that thing about the bar and they just up and left, who was the bartender up and left?
If I had lithium for every time one of my contacts up and joined Starfleet, I'd have 2 lithium.
That's not even an option. Then we'd have to worry.
In the same year, too.
Same year. Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
both with good connections and stuff.
Immediately back. Commander, I'm so sorry. Again, I've already filed a complete injunction to the captain. I apologize. I should have followed regulations.
It is A-okay.
No, please. This is all my fault. I am taking full. Thank you.
Sure, you can
I
have
will
that.
put your name on the official commendation report for myself
okay.
that I filed.
Well, next year it'll be really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would love to see what's in that report.
Would you like to
I
know?
would love to know, actually.
Hey, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So I have both a brewer's kit and a spicer's kit. Does that mean I have ingredients for both?
No.
Okay.
You have
Did I
the
slip
means
drugs
of
then?
making, but not.
The materials, unless I specifically gathered them, which I did for the
It is-
brewer's kit.
Yes. If you ever had brewers, you could make some different spices.
I'm gonna go to the captain,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna let him know, hey, actually, I'm very glad that you let me go down. I found out some valuable information that I think is important to
Interesting.
Oh, good.
the society here. I've just heard from some of my buddies that none of the real civilizations are happy
every major galactic force is unhappy with each other. As even the ones with treaties, like Romulan, Klingon Federation, Bajoran, they're all, like, of course, in good treaties. Not like there's no peace, but apparently everyone's unhappy right now.
I don't know what that means, but I would say that it would do us some good to make an effort to appeasing people, forming relationships.
I'll put that in my report to Starfleet.
Excellent. Here we go.
I cannot believe we have this big.
That's hilarious.
Same contact, right? What are they?
How do you know them?
It's not coming up yet.
It's not going up. I don't know. And of course, no one knows this.
I know.
know.
There's no reason
Oh,
for her
gosh.
to tell you anything.
That is.
Excellent.
That was a
Captain
reasonable place.
McTavish,
Yes.
you have received a new mission parameter.
All right.
There is an uncharted planet far outside the sector that Starfleet believes has now rolled into the approved area of time for some first contact.
All righty.
Oh, cool.
You are being personally asked for by Admiral Noble, Fleet Admiral Noble, to explore the planet's surface and start collecting samples and maybe see if there's any sentient life out there.
Perfect.
Alrighty. Ensign Lily Turner will set current warp for 5 unless you want faster.
5 is good.
Heading off through. We have a brief moment of downtime here in the ship, as it'll take maybe a day or so. And of course, they're stopping back, grabbing the strike team that technically was off on a starbase that's going to need to pick up before you all head off to the next planet. In this moment, with everyone's downtime, is there anything people want to do on the ship, or maybe look for, prepare, study, investigate? Yeah.
I would like to begin the arms tech implementation
Gotcha.
to my arms and legs, just
Mhm.
sort of increasing the durability of my android skeleton.
For sure. Go ahead and do that. Anything else? Anything else people want to do in particular before we get to the next one?
Just be in the lab fulfilling the office hours that I posted earlier.
It's an 11 today.
Even if nobody signed up, I just want to be there available.
There's a crew of 300.
Oh, on the ship.
You're like,
I was
oh,
like, there's a
no.
line of 300.
Here we go. 2 and 6. I will let you know that was really bad for you.
That's okay.
In this moment, you're
just
going
gonna
to
suffer
get
a lot.
4 crew members
Okay.
that have signed up.
Yeah, that's not
They all saw the fine print, right? Okay, cool.
As the patients have all brought a bit of hair or fingernail for testing.
what exactly is the fine print? Because I feel like everyone would know this. So, care to share?
Yeah, I posted.
Anyone might be able to see this on their way
I
through.
posted
Go ahead.
a paper on the.
Perception checks from anyone that wants to see what Nick posted on his laboratory.
I only got a 6.
Oh no.
17.
Was it perception check?
Also 17.
17.
Wow, I'm not paying attention to my ship. That's a 4.
I rolled a nat 3.
18. Did anyone else? Wait.
18 and 2 17s.
18 is the highest. Mondo, you're walking by and do a double take, because walking by the laboratory where Jumbo works is a paper. Sign up time slots for any crew who want relationships with undocumented species.
Oh!
Please come for testing and further consultation. Patients, and in very fine print, patients must bring a hair, clipping a fingernail for testing.
So you're like, if you want to...
Jump
Do it.
Immediately laugh. As everyone, you see this,
Hilarious.
and for Jing, it's like, oh yeah, I mean that is something we should be advised. And Orson, yes, of course. Like a lot of you are like, interesting. Okay,
Does Jumbo hear me calling his name?
for sure.
Yeah, I'll come to
You were in the
yes,
office hours.
Can I help you?
Explain.
There's a new policy on board. Remember, they need to get approval from the chief of science.
You're trying
or-
to interspecies hook up.
No.
This is wild.
This
This is
is
the wildest thing I've ever
This is,
seen.
if they would like to, then they can come and I'll run the tests for them to be approved to do so.
Okay,
You
so
see,
you're
there's
not
an
pouring them out
ensign
together.
inside.
No,
You're just
no,
giving
I'm
them
not a
approval.
dating app.
Okay.
Mondo, inside there's an
That's a-
ensign. You see, there's a pretty ripped dude inside who's sitting there with his shirt off on the table. Hi, Commander.
Does it have to be for species, or does it go either way?
This is.
If I remember correctly, the protocol was for undocumented species.
So it's
They
like
have to go
crew
through-
could get tested before getting.
That was not my. Okay, we misunderstood.
Wait, what was your question?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Even
Forget
the
about it.
Android picked that one.
I'll
up.
just I'm not running a dating app. I'm just running tests to get the approval process.
This isn't a dating app. Oh. You see the ensign who's like on the table?
That is
Looks a little disappointed.
Aww.
In all
I kind
honesty,
of feel bad for this dude. He just wants to find love.
you see
Well,
Cadet
Yeah, I know.
Lan, his name's Garth Lan, steps up to, I don't know, it's okay, Doc. And he puts back on his uniform, this
Oh.
command.
I make sure that I keep
Yeah.
the hair.
You keep the same.
Oh
There was just, I don't know, it doesn't matter anymore. He walks out. Mondo and Jumbo, you see this poor dejected dude who thought he was getting like a ship-wide dating app walks off.
That's so
I'll tell
funny.
him, come back if you ever find someone and
Be nice to know.
I thought I just needed. It doesn't matter. As he walks off. There's a bit of miscommunication. I did make checks to see if people understood what you were asking.
That's
Um,
weird, right?
Orson, yes.
Sort of a segue away from the awkward last relationship.
Oh!
Orson is going to sort of send a message to Patty.
I just do it, but
Oh.
Oh.
Just like a simple
It's
little
personal,
text message like,
Uh,
hey, when your shift is over,
Yeah.
you want to meet up in the mess
I
hall.
just,
Uh,
I prayed about it.
Jamie,
It's different.
you are in the med bay and working with one of these young ensigns. You see that this Andorian, she's showing you some of the stuff she's working on. Just like, hey, I did a bit of study into the Doherty, some of the different, more what we would consider Earth-like fauna, biology, and other alien life form. But it gets a little. I gotta go.
Oh!
Can I be dismissed?
Okay.
Books it out of the room. Asking her to meet. She finds you immediately on the ship. Orson, hi.
Hello. How has your first few days
It's
on
great.
the
How,
ship?
how's your days been? I just
Incredibly
you didn't
busy.
text.
Incredibly
Maybe
busy.
Upstairs. Oh, gosh.
That's cool. Yeah. Sorry.
Have you had any cool, exciting things?
No.
No? Would you like to get a drink?
Yeah. For sure.
Can I be working the bar right now?
Yes. As all of you have off, like if you want to go back to your own labs, go off. Like not everyone has to be on the bridge at all times. You can go do stuff on the ship. You're working the bar, and we see Orson, this android, walks up with Patty, this Andorian with her little antennae, comes up. You speak, like, yeah, you just like never texted or messaged after, and I just assumed,
I
I don't know,
apologize.
small ship, we'd run into each other.
Oh, she hit you.
I sort of left the notes when I left, and then things happened with.
No, I didn't get any note. That's I thought you were gonna message.
Oh, interesting. I left a written note.
Just gonna make a check. She doesn't remember a note. No, it's fine. I totally must have missed it.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking. I don't know if you've ever been to the Grand Canyon on Earth.
No, we didn't really get a chance to go when we were, stationed at the academy. Never really went.
I haven't either. Would you like to go in one of the? I completely blanked on what they're called. The
Transport shuttles?
no, the
Oh, holodecks.
yeah, on the holodeck.
That's adorable.
That's a good.
I
first
need you
date,
to make
dude.
me. Here we go. Persuasion check. Pure charisma. Here we go.
my -1.
Can Orson learn to
Can
relationship?
I do?
17.
Yes! Can I do an insight check on with advantage on this
We are
chick?
watching an android find love.
This is so cute. Okay, but I want to see like her reaction to this. I am very invested in this.
Go for it.
Yes!
Yeah, I rolled a natural.
That's a nat 20!
Yes!
You get this.
Oh my
You
God.
are played. You slide her the drink. You slide Orson straight up water. Drinks really do nothing to you, my guy. Basically,
Might as
this
well not waste the
Warforged
alcohol.
droid slips it. You see Patty goes, yeah, let's totally holodeck. And after, I don't know, I could show you my quarters, like show you my decorations.
Yes, I have yet to decorate my quarters as well. I
Oh,
would
your
love to see
place.
some inspiration.
Maybe we should go to both.
Perhaps. Yes, I like this plan.
Fade to black. Orson, you dog.
Akira is all in favor of this.
Katira, I will actually cut at the bar.
Oh, here we go.
Another medical officer approaches. You see that this is Commander Weston. Another chief medical officer working under Jamie comes up. Whiskey on the rocks if you can replicate it.
Of course I can. I'm gonna go ahead and whip that up however I need to. Do I need to make a brewery check?
Please do actually, because
Okay.
it's you're working with both real stuff and replicated stuff. It's how well can you combine what you need.
And what do I add to that? Is that
Oh, proficiency, because you
anything else?
have
Dexterity.
it is dexterity. It's a sleight of hand based thing.
Okay, then that's a 16.
16. 16 C. Weston take. Not bad. So you're the first officer on our ship and the
Yes.
bartender.
I like to have fun in my spare time.
Cool.
What about some of
Tell me about Commander Jamie. You serve on the bridge together.
She's quite competent in her field.
Yeah. Do you know what she likes to do? Any hobbies?
Is he interested in her?
Cindy Weston, female
she-
officer.
okay.
She's trying to suck up and
Who plays Weston?
NPC.
NPC.
This is an
okay.
NPC
The whole
character.
thing's competing with
I
Eleanor to try
This
and
is
find
Eleanor's
the
rival, so
I
to
love
speak.
this.
They are both the chief medical officers, and it's who can suck up the hardest.
Okay, so what was Winston asking?
Weston's making an insight check, trying to figure out, do you know Jamie really well? What's hobbies, what things they like really trying to get to know very personally what their superior officer is to suck up.
I'm checking how good my deception is. Okay. I have
Okay.
a +3.
Do you want to deceive and just kind of lie or tell whatever you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
chaos monger.
Yes!
Chaos
It's like,
incarnate.
oh, you're trying to suck up? Let me make it as difficult as possible. Okay. Would you like me to come up with something to say first or roll first?
Let's roll first, and maybe that'll help us figure out what
Okay.
we want to say.
Hey, that's 7. That was almost really good. Okay.
Her insight, she did get a 14 on, so she's gonna see what they're. So if you want to say what you want, but she might know.
Are they all out?
All right, Officer Jamie. Jamie is always just
We should call.
bored at parties. Jamie really appreciates talking about bones. Bones are something that are very interesting.
Bones?
Yes, indeed. I would recommend studying up on that particular system.
Bone
Yeah.
system.
Bone system. She's not good at biology, guys, remember?
I need to go ask my superior officer about the bone system.
No, you need to show your superior officer how much you know about the bone system.
She places
you want to
it-
impress her.
Thanks for the drink. She places a drink on the bone leaves.
That was so fun. She got nothing useful for
She got nothing useful, and she knew it. It's just not like, what's going on? I don't. What are you doing?
That was fun.
It's a Muppet whose number one concern
This
is
is
Why do you think I said
bones.
bones?
I'm like,
What are bones?
Technically half bones? Sure.
Here we
Well,
go.
that's the best thing. Just like, okay, that's garbage. It's like, well, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again aboard the bridge of the Confidence. A couple days later, traveling through space.
Oh, could I have done some research in my downtime?
Yeah, what do you want to research into?
Remember how the Doharchu were complaining about like not getting resources from the Federation?
Yeah.
Can I look into like systemically what's supposed to be happening with like allocation of resources across the galaxy with like Federation planets and systems and stuff? Like,
No. You're not allowed. No, I mean of course.
is that like some planets are being shortchanged by the treaties or whatever? Or like,
That's a really good idea to look into.
Here's what
See
you'll
they're
know,
entitled
James.
to.
Before you make the check,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have clearance to look at some of this stuff.
Oh.
You would need a captain's clearance or higher
Oh.
to get to where you could start combing through records and figuring out what's being allocated and what's not.
I would probably talk to McTavish about that then.
Okay. McTavish, Muppet shambles into your personal side room one day.
Hey, what can I do you for?
Hey, Captain. I'm not sure how much you heard about the Doharchu's complaints, but there were some allegations about not getting proper resource allocation from the Federation. I was wondering if we could look into what those treaties actually say and whether they're being fulfilled.
I'll look into it.
Thanks, Captain.
I'm gonna pull that up and kind of.
Redacted.
Ooh.
Immediately.
That's
interesting.
Is there anything else you want to look in? Because immediately just trying to pull out like, hey, can I see some of the allocation treaty, some of the natural tariff, and nope.
I'm gonna look up news articles from when it happened, see if it had any little snippets from the treaties in the reports.
Go
So look at
for
public
it.
records.
Public
Yep.
record.
That's
This
a
is
good
where I
idea.
need a history check or a lore check. Start combing through some stuff.
I love how he was
What do we
saying
need to
this
do
is
to
a lighthearted
replenish power dice?
exploration.
Replenishing power dice, you're going to need to make a successful hatch check.
That is a 13.
I would work on that over the
13.
downtime.
On a 13, you're getting iffy stuff. Basically, as of right now, the Federation, the Romulan Empire, the Klingon Empire, the Galactic Imperium, of course, Cardassian, Breen, who aren't, of course, a part of any Federation, trade has grown stagnant. A lot of key players, shall we say, important emissaries and persons of note, are not playing fair in the United Federation of Planets on Earth. A lot of people are asking for way too much on all sides, I should say. It's not just any one organization that's saying we want more resources or we feel we deserve more. Everyone's kind of asking, and there's just not enough right now. If people would be fine with what they have, if that makes sense. Like, right now, everything is technically fine. People can get around. There's no real pressing matters. There just seems to be a growing bureaucratic presence of stuff in these news articles that what you get on some of that check.
Okay. So I'll call Jamie into my office and tell her that.
Some back, you get some of this information.
So yes, it appears it isn't completely on the fault of the Federation. It's not so much a political thing per se, it's more just economical.
This could be good or bad. Did you tell me how much of the stuff was like redacted and like?
Actually, yeah, would you have told the redactor or
Yeah.
just what
I'd
you
probably
find?
keep the redacted stuff to
Okay.
myself, but
Yeah.
That's a
Like-
good call because I was ready to like make a hacking check. I'm like, this Muppet is a
Make
little
it
chaotic
hacking,
on
hacking,
the-
hacking,
on
hacking,
the
hacking,
scale.
hacking, hacking, just
So it's
slamming
probably
fingers
good you
against the
kept that
keyboard.
part to yourself.
Just slamming. Yeah. You tell this information, Jamie. You get some of the stuff. Okay, there's some economic pressures across the entire galaxy right now, which is interesting to think about. Ensign Lily Turner, Captain Bridge Crew. We are approaching the unclassified planet.
alright, thank you.
As you approach, you will receive the name. This is the planet Mercanius. Uncharted planet in the system that was discovered about a bit of stardate ago. By our time, we would call it maybe 60 years ago.
Okay.
Where initially it went through a lot of long-range probing checks. A lot of what we would call just like initial scanning, kind of like, hey, we shouldn't just jump down there before we really know what we could do.
What was the planet's name?
Mercanius. Mercanius is a forested planet that seems to have a lot in. What I would ask, of course, is we're going to have 2 checks. Jumbo, you can make me a scan check for more scientific area stuff. And Mondo, if you want to make me a probe check, look for just more sentient life, communication, other stuff like that. Kind of figure out both sides what's going on.
18.
21.
18, 21, really good. So, Mondo, you're looking through, you're noticing the first stuff, of course, is, okay, there's no deep space transmission, there's no, like, R-level tech going on the planet's surface, but you are able to realize that there does seem to be, like, pockets of sentient life on the planet, to the extent of what we would consider, like, cities, colonies, like, other stuff going on, which is pretty good to note. Scientifically, kind of in junction with that, heavy forested planet, there is some tritanium on the planet, this interesting mineral. But of course, what we know is tritanium used in a lot of shipbuilding, other metal alloys that we could make stuff out of. This tritanium is giving off a signature that you aren't able to read on the ship. It might require in-person tricorder, like getting up close and personal to really figure out what's going on, because it doesn't look to be normal, so to speak.
I'll relay that information, just let the captain know. It looks like there is significant amount of tritanium. However, something seems different than the tritanium that we've worked with in the past.
Alright.
And Mondo, what would you tell the crew about the people in your own words? Like, what would you explain is going on down there?
Will you tell me one more time?
Oh, just one more time. No big level tech going on, but it does seem that there's sentient life in pockets in and around the planet's surface.
What do you mean by sentient life?
Sentient life, beings, it's hard to get the read, of course, until you get down there. Things that are sentient, have forms of communication. There's
Okay.
nothing to the technological level of deep space transmissions.
And he said pockets like to the levels of cities.
It looks like perhaps an archaic civilization. We don't really know. We know there's some form of sentient life down there, but there's not technology. So it would be interesting to see, but we should probably proceed with caution.
Alright. Jumbo,
Yes.
send one of your guys down there to give us a sample of their tritanium, and then we'll send a strike team to go and observe the sentient life on this
The
planet.
alternative is their
Sounds good.
technology is better than ours, and we can
Alright.
read it.
Sending some of
probably
your
not.
scientists and sending a strike team down to get some samples, some stuff. Who'd you send down for that, or would you go yourself?
I would go, and I would bring. How many people work with me?
Let's see. Quite a bit. Again, in a crew of 300, it's not like a even split of third,
Yeah.
third, third.
Oh, you
There is a lot of
Does it come
scientists.
with-
I'd say we bring like
Would you divide
4
it?
or 5,
4 or
just
5.
so that we can be really quick.
Good. 4 or 5, and of course, if we're sending the strike team with, it'll be that great, like, hey, they're there to protect, and the 4 or 5 just other generic scientists are going to come down and just help out.
Yeah.
I need a group
Is that the one you're looking at?
perception check in this moment.
Is it me as well?
You as well.
Perception! I'm actually decent at that.
17.
17,
Dirty 20.
dirty 20. Excellent.
19.
19.
You did rolling well. I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have freaking said
7.
it.
I'm good at perception, but I keep on rolling so low on perception.
Tritanium.
9. Did anyone get a 15 or higher? 1, 2, 3. Mondo, McTavish, and Orson. In this moment, you are all getting ready. The transport shuttle goes down. Again, it's safer not to beam in until you know the kind of planet. So the
That's
strike
fair.
team, 2 transport shuttles head down to the planet's surface with the scientist team that you can help select, and the strike team to help accompany. You 3 immediately, Mondo, there is a communication that you are getting in over a frequency. Like one of your, I shouldn't say subordinates, but underlings also sounds terrible. One of the people that helps work with you in communications,
What do people we delegate to? Yes.
delegates, one of your delegates, sends up this message that they're helping pick up kind of your stuff. Just, Chief Commander Mondo, we are picking up a bit of an interesting signal reading. We're not sure what this is. Doesn't sound like any communication.
Will you send it to me?
They send up. Go ahead. You're going to make a bit of an investigation check. McTavish,
Yes.
you and Orson. Something feels off in this moment. You're not sure what
That's
though.
not terrible.
Not terrible, not
Can I
great
do an
though.
insight check?
Go for
So
it.
they have like a
Would you like me to engage long range scanners?
No, I
sir?
got a +0.
Yes.
No, it's
So insight check. You
Wait,
can
is
make a
it-
scanning check.
question.
I'm
Just
just-
the investigation with the ship or hers?
Oh, yours. Yeah, you because you
Yeah.
personally are listening to
10.
this. So 10. This is no language you speak, and you speak quite a bit.
Okay.
You go through, not in any code. It doesn't seem any sort of organic, binary, or inorganic. Especially after everything that just happened a while back with the crystal creatures. That like, no, it's not even like a energy pulsated psychic form.
Interesting.
I don't know what this is.
Okay.
18.
18 scan.
Dirty 20 on the inside.
Dirty 20.
Does Jamie know
You stop and think
Jamie?
as your
I'm sure.
haunches
Jamie
raise a
wanna have
little.
her
Jamie, do you recognize any of these languages?
Do you recognize
Something's
this is?
out there. Orson, there's a big ion storm coming towards the ship. In this
Did you
moment,
investigate?
you two can decide one thing the ship can do before the ion storm hits.
It's and I'm assuming it's too big to evasive maneuvers.
You would have to completely warp to get out of it, and that would be a really rough split-second warp. Is high level DC to not just wreck your systems.
Yeah, and we already send our people
Yes.
down.
Mondo
Yeah,
just
we did.
asked if
Yeah.
I recognize the language.
Oh,
Any of the ones
yeah,
I
Mondo.
speak?
This is no language either of you speak. I think that's a
I
good.
speak 8 languages.
You speak 8. Mondo speaks like 12. Between the both of you,
Wow.
this isn't a language either of you recognize.
Holy crap. Also, how do you know 12 languages? That's amazing.
So ion storm. What would that entail with my quick calculations of?
I don't know.
If this ion storm hits the ship, your ship's going to be out of commission for days.
Ooh.
As any sort of electricity, life support's easy enough to immediately get back up, but
So I'm-
nothing big's gonna be
That's
like any
hilarious.
big transport shuttles, any big beamings, any communications down for days.
Commander,
Yes.
I believe our best option is to attempt to warp away.
And leave our people?
Based on where we are in the galaxy, can I make some sort of check to make an educated guess on like what probably languages are spoken around here that we could then find like a translation
Hell
program for?
yeah, hell yeah.
Go for
So
it.
do we hear what's going on over your
What?
speakers?
All of you are starting to get this like immediate. Orson, now the word. Captain, my scanner's picking up. I start McTavish. I mean, let's figure out warp code. All of you are starting to pick up on this, and it's becoming that immediate. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Astrogation.
This is an astrogation check. This is going to be in the box of doom. I'm letting you know now. You want either the best or worst roll,
Oh my
because getting in the middle could prove catastrophic to the ship.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Trying to warp out of an ion storm, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I am
This is outta
going.
here.
Permission to use versatile frigate.
Permission granted.
We have advantage.
You have advantage. Best or worst.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. So I'll take the higher one.
Take
Even
the
though the
higher.
other one was cool. So that on an astrogation is a ooh, that's bigger than I thought. 23.
23. The DC.
Should I throw out a sage advice? I'm gonna do that just in case. Cause
Before I announce sage advice, go ahead and roll a
Very
D6.
worried, so I'm gonna-
Roll a
adds
d6
4.
or add 4?
Add 4.
7.
27
I was just very nervous.
beats
so
the
that's
DC 25.
I am very glad
That's
I did
three
that.
27s that came in clutch
I rolled a
this
7.
session.
Goodness gracious, yeah.
Split second, what's the warp factor?
Warp factor 9.
Warp factor 9. You are about to shoot across the galaxy.
Did I get beamed down or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we have
I was
not
like-
set down a
No,
grid
the
yet.
And they
transport shuttles, 2 transport shuttles before
Okay.
beam. It's before we beam. Let's send down 2 physical ships of people to like
So
make
we
sure
did
we're not
abandon
beaming into a
them.
lava pit. Basically, they're on the planet's surface.
Oh.
The
I-
strike team and scientists.
As we're getting ready to warp away, should we let them know we'll be back as soon as possible?
Yes.
Shooting into warp. Something is warping with you.
What check was I making for that
I
question?
don't like that.
History check.
History?
Oh my
can someone-
gosh.
Can Mondo give me help?
Yes, oh Manu, definitely, because both of you are working together on the language about what's going on.
Oops. Ooh, that's gonna be good. History is lore, right?
History's lore.
That's
Okay.
a 22.
This sector of the quadrant has pretty uncharted territory, simple stuff, but languages that aren't known usually mean they've been created by a very specific group. As an Orion pirate ship in warp comes
Oh
Boom, 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 boom.
no!
in, locks into your ship. That's where we're gonna end tonight's
Wait,
session.
I'm in Orion!
Yeah!
Oh my god!
Thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
Orions are pirates of the